Hello and welcome to the Brick Lane pregame show. It's a sunny Sunday afternoon at Melbourne Ballpark. I'm Ed Wyatt. He's Max Tanzer, the voice of the Melbourne Aces. And Max, the Aces and the Brisbane Bandits are about to play the final game of a rare 5-game series.
Right, we're used to the 4-game sets, so you don't get too many rubber matches on a Sunday. But this is a big one for the Aces. Still hold that fourth and final playoff spot in the ABL standings after Perth was swept in their doubleheader yesterday. So a half-game lead. It is pivotal with them playing the Heat next week that they can pick up a win today.
Yeah, very important. And, of course, you've got the Heat game, then Sydney comes in, and then Adelaide. It's going to be really important for the Bats to get going again. They were red hot Thursday and Friday night, kind of cooled down a little bit in the doubleheader yesterday.
16 runs the first 2 games, 3 runs in the doubleheader yesterday. They'll be looking to get things going again. One of the most consistent hitters in this lineup has been Jared Dale this season. Picked up his 200th career hit back on Thursday night, the 4th ace to reach that milestone. In fact, he has the 4th most hits in franchise history. We talked to him earlier today to discuss the milestone and his season so far.
Swing, and this one sent in the air, deep out to left field. Kennelly spinning around, looking up, it's out of here. Jared Dale claps his hands around first base. A 3-run bomb out to left field.
So your 200th career ABL hit in your 8th season here at the Aces. What does a milestone like that mean to you?
I mean, I'm just incredibly grateful that I've gotten the opportunity from the front office and the coaching staff to come out for the same organization and play.
You've been with this team since 2016. I'm sure you've seen yourself grow as a baseball player from that time. How have you seen yourself grow in that stretch?
Yeah, I think just I was so young when I first came to this team that just over the years, through the different people I've met, the coaching staff, like I said, they've just definitely helped me to grow as a person and as a player.
And you've been super consistent at the top of this lineup for the Aces this year. What's been your mindset and approach so far?
My mindset's just been to get on, hit something hard and try to get on and let the middle of the lineup score me in.
And you guys have been so good here at home this year. What's been the big key here about playing at Melbourne Ballpark?
Oh man, the fans are so good here. So definitely playing in front of the fans. And then just trying to win every day with the same group of guys.
Is there anything different about it this year from years past? You've been in this ballpark for a long time. Has anything changed atmosphere-wise?
Yeah, I think the fans have definitely changed. A lot more people are coming out to these games, and it's giving us that energy to try to go out there and win.
Jared Dale been around this place a long time, and he just seems to get better every year, Max.
So consistent here in year number 8 with the Aces. Well, on the mound for Melbourne today is a guy who's in his first year with the club. That's right-hander Kyle Morrison, one of the youngsters on this pitching staff. And he has a lot of promise. When we talked to John Diebel before the season started, we asked him who's going to be the surprise this year. And he said that Kyle Morrison's definitely a candidate. Said he thinks at one point he'll touch 99. That's how much praise John Diebel with a scouting background has for him. So excited to see him get the start today.
Indeed, should be good. First pitch coming up after this. This has been the Brick Lane pregame show.
Back at the track, it's a goodbye.
Hit hard by Jordan. Deep center field. Back goes Robson. That's out of here. Dale George over the center field wall.
Third base shot. Charging his spears. Bare hand throw. What a hit slot. Oh. Center field is spinning. Kick back at the track. It is gone. Oh! History for Brett Bird. His 3rd homer of the night. Here's the 1-2 again. Swing, and this one's belted way back in the left field. There's no question. Way back, way out of here for Arturo Dislot. His first homer is an 8. It's a beautiful day for a Sunday matinee here at Melbourne Ballpark as we wrap up the rare 5-game series here in the Australian Baseball League.
It's the Brisbane Bandits and the Melbourne Aces with the series tied at 2 games apiece. Max Tanzer here, joined alongside Ed Wyatt. It was a long one yesterday, Ed, and a good one if you're a Bandits fan. They swept that doubleheader, picking up a 4-2 win in Game 1 and a 5-1 win in Game 2, all of a sudden inserting themselves back into this series.
Yeah, it was a real resilient effort from Shane Watson's men. They looked down and out after blowouts Thursday and Friday night, battled back. You get a look at the Bandits dugout there, battled back and took 2 7-inning games yesterday, and you're right, they're right back in it. And these Sunday games, Max, often become sort of, oh, okay, it's the final Sunday game. Let's get through this quick as we can and get out of here. This one suddenly has some importance because, as you said, it's 2 apiece. The winner of this game today wins the series.
Absolutely. Brisbane now 9-18 on the year, to 3.5 back of Melbourne, who's 12-14, holding that last playoff spot. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup tonight for the Melbourne Aces, announced by John Diebel. Leading things off, as always, Aaron Whitefield in center field, picked up 2 hits yesterday. Jared Dale, we spoke to him in the pregame show, will bat second at shortstop, 6 for 13 in the series. Robbie Glendenning bats behind him in right field. He started Game 2. Greg Bird back to the DH spot, cleaned things up with his 5 homers this season. Darryl George, Mr. Ace, after an 0 for yesterday, looking to bounce back at third base today. Logan Moore at first will bat 6th. Morgan McCullough in his 4th game as a member of the club will bat 7th at second base. Mitchell Edwards behind the dish will bat 8th. Rounding out the 9 with the hottest hitters in this league, Chris Burke in left field. Robbed a homer yesterday, maybe looking for one on the offensive side. Kyle Morrison gets his first start of the year. The right-hander, 24 years old, going to be facing this Brisbane lineup that's feeling good after a good start yesterday. Let's take a look at that starting lineup for the Bandits, announced by manager Shane Watson in his 2nd year with the club. As you can see, both Diebel and Watson with the umpire meetings. Here it is on your screen. Jacob Robson has been so good in this series. 4 for 5 in both games combined yesterday. Leads things off in center. Max Durrington in left will bat second. Drove in 2 on 2 sacrifice flies. Mike Hart, who's really picked it up in the back end of this round, bats third at first base. Brendan McNair, tied for the league lead in homers, cleans things up in the DH spot. Noe Yang bats 5th at shortstop. Lee-Chung Wang in right will bat 6th. Hyun Chan the big hero in yesterday's nightcap, hit the grand slam in that 4th inning. He'll bat 7th behind the plate. Dermot Frisch bats 8th at third base, and Will Riley will round up the 9 at second. Ji-Ming Lee will get the start today here for the Bandits.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the youngster Max Durrington. We talked about him yesterday, signed with the Oakland Athletics organization. Saw his dad Trent before the game, and look, he's a fun kid to watch, and I think Shane Watson just basically said, look, the kid looks at home out here. He said, I trust him in left field. His dad said, we know he can hit. He's working on the fielding. We also know he can run, finishing 6th in that 100 meters behind Gout. So a real fun prospect to watch. And it's exciting to see this young talent in the ABL.
Yes, and he showed off that speed yesterday as well, picked up a stolen base. Again, this Brisbane lineup, I think the main story in Game 1 was manufacturing runs and taking advantage of walks as a pitching staff. The Aces walked 17 in those 2 games yesterday. Kyle Morrison will look to fill up the zone this afternoon. Both sides getting ready to go. We're going to step aside for the Australian National Anthem. First pitch after this.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free.
Just about ready to say play ball here in Melbourne. The Aces 12-14, looking to pick up a Series W. Brisbane in the same boat at 9-18. A look at Daryl George, a steady at third base for the Aces all year long. Kyle Morrison taking his warm-up tosses. This will be his fourth outing of the year. First start, over 4 innings of work. He's allowed 3 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. His last outing back on the 5th of December against Perth, tossed a scoreless inning in that one. Again, we talked about it in the pregame show, but this is a guy that John Diebel loved when we talked to him before the season started. A guy in Morrison who's really athletic, too. He's technically a two-way player, can play some shortstop and first base. So we take a look at the weather for today's game. 22 degrees Celsius as we approach first pitch. Winds at 11 kilometers per hour, which feels like nothing over the last few days. Again, your weather brought to you by Vibrant Services.
Yeah, no rain delay today, that's for sure. Decent little crowd on hand today. But I will tell you, Max, 22 degrees, but it is hot on that field. We were walking around pre-game. It's scorching on that turf.
It is, and that turf always will absorb that heat. And even though it's a little bit overcast, the sun kind of squeaking through the clouds right now, you still feel that heat down there. And I'm sure that could benefit Morrison, who's looking to get as much life on that fastball as he can. Still going with the long sleeves.
Yeah, the thing, too, with Morrison, we were talking yesterday about socks. He's wearing the stirrups
Yes.
like I used to wear back in the Little League days.
I love it.
It's amazing, that look. We're going to look at that during the course of the game tonight. But instead of going with the just plain colored socks or the pants all the way rolled down, he's got the high stirrups.
It's an amazing look.
Traditional.
Yes, I was going to say, too, not the low stirrups, the high stirrups where you could see the white sock underneath go all the way up to the calf. He's ready to go.
There you go. There's a great look at it.
Kyle Morrison with his first start in the Australian Baseball League. A local product out of Melbourne, Victoria, fires his first pitch. It's a strike to Jacob Robinson as we're underway.
You mentioned those walks yesterday, just devastating. That's something Morrison will want to avoid today. Just those free passes just killed the Aces yesterday.
Outside, 1-1. Both starters yesterday for the Aces walked 6. And what set up the grand slam to young Chan was 3 consecutive walks ahead of him. 1-1.
And those were 6-inning games, right?
Absolutely.
So that's a walk an inning.
For sure.
Yeah. It was a 7-inning game, but
6 trips to the mound.
Didn't have to bat.
2-1. Just misses. 3-1 now the count. Robson's been so good in this series. 6 for 13. Now hitting up above 300. This is game number 13 for him since joining the club. Batting average has climbed about 70 points in the last 24 hours. 3-1 is up and away, ball 4.
That's his 5th walk of the series as well, too. So 6 hits and 5 walks. That's a lot of time on base. And he's fast.
Really good speed over there. 5 of 5 in stolen base opportunities. And again, just 12 games. So he'll be ready to run over there. Here's Max Durrington, the young 17-year-old left fielder. Product of the athletics organization. First pitch, a strike called, 0-1.
Yeah, you got 2 fast guys, right? 1 and 2, Robson and Durrington. Very dangerous if they get on.
Got to keep the ball on the infield against them. They can find a gap. They'll be running plenty. 0-2 now the count. For Morrison, played his college baseball in America. Spent the last 2 years at Florida Memorial University in NAIA. Of course, junior colleges, NAIAs in Florida, some of the best in America. In 29 1/3, registered a 4.91 ERA this year. 1-2 now the count. Also can play some shortstop, some first base as well. So he's an athlete up there. One of a handful of Australian-born players on this team who went to America for college. Strike 3 called. There's his first of the day. Freezes Max Durrington, 1 away. Jared Belbin, Robbie Glendinning also went to America for college ball.
That's a nice comeback there from Morrison after putting Robson on.
So here's Mike Hart, and he's been a good story in this series after striking out 4 times in Game 1, 5 times in his first 6 plate appearances. Has really turned it on over the last couple of days as he skies this one on the infield. It's going to range out to shallow right as Robbie Glendenning has plenty of time to camp underneath it for out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, and Hart's been key at first as well, too. Saved a couple of big hits yesterday with nice plays at first.
Makes way to Brennan McNair as we get another look. There's that high riding fastball, and again, it's hard to get on top of that pitch with how much carry through the zone it has. Runner goes, pitch on the way is driven deep out to left field. Burke is back. The wind may knock it down, and it does. Chris Burke didn't have to leap for that one. Instead, camps underneath it for out number 3. McNair gave it a ride, but to no avail. We head to the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left for Brisbane. The Aces will swing the bats for the first time today when we come back.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Showing off the moves on a Sunday afternoon here at Melbourne Ballpark. Just getting underway as the Aces and Bandits meet for the final time, at least here in the regular season. A good look at the crowd. Plenty of fans packed in, enjoying the sunshine. Look at that. Getting a little high five. Best moves of the day we've seen so far from that youngster.
Good stuff.
Well, on the mound for Brisbane today for the second time of this series, Chai Ming Lee, the 24-year-old out of Taiwan, gave up a run over 2/3 of an inning. That was back on Friday night. Walked a couple as well. Going to look to get a little bit more out of him today as Shane Watson, manager for Brisbane. Third outing of the year as well for Lee, who just arrived. Made one outing where he tossed 2 frames against Perth last weekend as well. So Aaron Whitefield leads things off. Game number 23 for a constant at the top of this lineup for Melbourne. Whitefield was 2 for 5 through both games yesterday. First pitch from Lee is taken upstairs, ball 1. Late in the game yesterday, served a triple down the right field line, his second triple in as many weekends. And it looks like the knee's feeling a lot better over the last 24 hours or so, which is a huge sign for the Aces. 1-0. Big breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. And I'm sure Aaron will enjoy a handful of days off after the conclusion of this series as they get ready for round 8 in Perth.
Yeah, you want to be rested up for that series. No doubt about it.
Ball nicely.
Down low, appeal to first. That's Casey Cook who says he went around. 1-2. Whitefield will take a timeout. Your umpires for today, Cook at first. Takayuki Ichikawa behind the plate, who called balls and strikes in Game 1 as well on Thursday. Koki Suzuki at second, and Jeff Dunn over at third. 1-2 the count on Whitefield. Lee set. Pitch. 2-2.
Lee, a 7th-round draft pick of the Rakuten Monkeys in the CPBL.
All-time baseball name.
Very good name. So he's only got 1 year of experience in that league under his belt.
So good opportunity here in the Australian Baseball League. Is that one misses outside. Count full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think this league provides a great opportunity, a platform for younger guys, especially recent draft picks. We've seen it in the KBO, CPBL, and so forth. Get an opportunity to pitch or extend their seasons maybe after not getting as many innings as they would like.
Absolutely right, and it's a relatively close Australia, this league. It's pretty easy to get back and forth. It's a good level.
Similar time zones.
Similar time zones, exactly.
3-2 the count here on Whitefield, the payoff. Breaking ball, inside ball 4, backed up a little bit in a leadoff walk for the Aces center fielder. Whitefield has just been on such a run since the 20-game hit streak was snapped in Sydney on the first of the month. He's 22 for 56. That's a .392 clip. Hits in 12 of the 15 contests, including 7 multi-hit performances. I mean, he has been so good. Another guy who's been rock solid, Jared Dale, digs in for his first at-bat of the day. First pitch.
Ball up.
1-0.
Each half of the innings started with a walk.
Kyle Morrison, the starter for the Aces, was able to get out of trouble in the first. Lee looking for some of the same. Aces, meanwhile, looking to provide some pressure here. Haven't led since the first inning of Game 1. There goes Whitefield, pitch outside. Throw down to second, into center. Whitefield stumbles up, but he'll hold. 6th stolen base of the year for Aaron. That gives him stolen base career number 95. He's 5 away from being the first ABL player to reach the 100 threshold. Also 1 away from tying Darryl George for the most in Aces franchise history.
That stolen base brought to you by South Morang Motors.
He's got to be feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
He's now 6 of 9 in stolen base attempts. So 1-0 the count here on Dale, an RBI opportunity here for the Aces shortstop. Jared's driven in 9 this season. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1.
2-1.
It was such an interesting first inning yesterday where the Aces in Game 1 loaded the bases with nobody out and did push one across, but saw 3 runners thrown out at the plate.
Yeah, there have been a lot of people around baseball who hadn't seen that. Justin Huber said he hadn't seen it. Shane Watson didn't recall he'd ever seen it.
It's incredible. Highlighted by a 5-2, 9-2 double play. Cleared the bases, only 1 run scored. It's incredible. Hitters count for Dale to 3-1. Strike called, 3-2.
Just get the corner there.
3-2.
How many times do you see a play where a run scores, 2 are thrown out at the plate, but the run that scored was the base runner sandwiched in between the 2 who are retired?
That's true, too.
3-2. Breaking ball, taken down low ball 4. Back-to-back walks open up the offensive afternoon here for the Aces. Good spot here for Robbie Glendinning. Taking another look at a breaking ball buried. There was the strike call that Dale didn't like.
It was on the low side, that's for sure. And then that one dropped a little low, hits the plate.
It's a big curveball north to south, some 12-6 action. So really good job from Dale to lay off. Here's Robbie Glendinning. Got Game 1 off yesterday, was 0 for 2 in Game 2. Big whiff and a miss for strike 1, 0-1.
Was very excited pregame about his fantasy football team.
Yes, that's right.
Had Bo Nix, the Denver quarterback, who had just thrown a touchdown pass as we walked past Robbie.
What a game that was.
Yeah, don't bring it up.
0-1. Swinging, this one's charged up to the gap in right center field. This one's got a ticket for the track. It knocks off the wall. Whitefield will score. Dale in the third. He gets the stop sign. An RBI double for Robbie Glendinning, and the Aces get things started early. It's 1-0 in the first.
And nobody getting thrown out at home on that one, Max. Good stuff from Robbie.
RBI number 14. That was a rocket the other way out to right center field. So a couple of ducks in the pond, nobody out, and here's Greg Bird, who's already driven in a run in the last 24 hours. That was an RBI single towards the end of Game 1 yesterday. 19 RBIs to his name, leading the team in that category. Also tied with Diesla, who's no longer with the club. First pitch. Strike called. Good spot at the knees. 0-1. Lee taking his time. 0-1. Down low. Good stop from the catcher on. Count evens up. Bird also leading the ABL in runs batted in. Young Chan right behind him after the grand slam yesterday with 18.
Yes. Picking up forward like that really will boost you.
Just with one swing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, with hindsight, it won Brisbane the game. That's all they needed.
Yep.
1-1. Down low, 2-1 now. Bird a very patient hitter, 13 walks so far this season. Top of the club in that category as well. Dale at third, Glendinning at second, both with plus speed. Daryl George on deck. 2-1.
Ball
inside, 3-1.
Yeah, great eye from Bird there, as you mentioned. Just as you say, patient hitter. A lot of hitters would have swung at that one.
Don't do that.
Absolutely. First base is open. You have a right-handed hitter on deck in George. Pitch. Good spot on the outside corner, 3-2.
Nice pitch.
So we'll see. He hasn't really shown Bird that big curveball yet. He's gotten a couple of takes so far, but it definitely looks like an appetizing offering when it comes out of the hand and just falls off the table. 3-2. Got the fastball and sends it to left center field. Durrington cutting across, makes the catch. Dale will tag from third. The throw to the plate is up the line. Sacrifice fly, RBI. Greg Bird adds to his league-leading 20 runs batted in. It's 2-0 Melbourne.
Well, he did his job. It's not the hit, but he got the run in with the sacrifice fly. It's the sacrifice fly series.
It is. That's right. Good call as we get another look. Just served it that way. And McDale with good speed at third. He's going to score either way. It's Carter Hope, co-closer, co-pitching coach at the mound to have a conversation with Lee along with the translator.
I wonder if it's a general thing or a specific thing with Daryl at the plate.
That's interpreter Ricky Lowe up there on the mound with Lee. Take a look at the Glendinning double to right center field. Got a pitch up in the zone. Just throws the barrel at it.
Just drove it out there.
Right off the face of the Aces logo right there. No question Whitefield would score. Long meeting on the mound. The home plate umpire, Takayuki Ichikawa, standing there with them up there. Here's the Bird sacrifice fly. Good effort from Durrington. Just overthrew it a little bit.
Good communication as well with a hand up to tell Robson he had it.
So everyone retreats back to their respective spots. 2 runs into the inning for Melbourne. Just 1 out. And both of those walks allowed by Lee have come around to score.
Nothing good comes from a walk, Max.
Especially leadoff walks.
Yep.
It's been the series of sacrifice flies and walks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brisbane had 3 in game 1 yesterday.
Durrington had 2, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Both to left field.
Crazy.
Chris Burke was running all over the place last night. Here's Daryl George. First pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. George played in career game number 379 yesterday to pass David Sutherland for the 5th most all-time in ABL history.
Keeps racking up the records.
He's unbelievable. A 1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Darryl with 10 runs batted into the year, now hitting .215. It's been up and down for him over the last couple of weeks.
Struggled yesterday.
Glendinning ready to go at second base. 0-2 from Lee. Just got a piece, rolled it foul. Pretty good crowd on hand today here for a Sunday afternoon. We've seen 1,700 and change over the last couple of nights here at Melbourne Ballpark, and I'd say it's pretty close to that number, maybe a little bit less, but it's still packed.
Yeah, it's a great crowd for a Sunday, no doubt about that.
I think a lot of fans here are hungry for some baseball. It's been a very backloaded home schedule for Melbourne. You still have plenty of chances to get out of the ballpark this season. 0-2. Sliced foul. Count will still hold.
Yeah, 2 series coming up. Sydney and Adelaide to finish.
That's right. 2 of the last 3 rounds will be at home, back-to-back. In round 9 and 10, Sydney and Adelaide in that order. Currently the 2 top teams in the Australian Baseball League standings. So, I mean, talk about controlling your own destiny. Those should be some really fun ones. Glendinning takes his lead from second. George continues to protect here. O2. Stays alive.
Well, you need to win this one, Max, and then essentially split the Perth series, right? Obviously, you want to win it. You want to win 4, you want to win 3, but a split keeps you right in that hunt, slightly ahead of Perth or close.
Absolutely.
Going into that Final 4.
They currently lead by half a game. Again, Perth also was swept in their doubleheader yesterday, lost both of those games to Adelaide, who's been just incredible this year. A lot of parity here in the ABL this summer. 0-2. Just got a piece again. Count still holds. I was looking at some splits earlier this week, and Zach Baraka, our ticket guy, noticed a really interesting trend. Not one team entering this weekend has a winning record on the road. Now, the Aces, 4-10, have really struggled away from home, but not one team. It's incredible.
Wow.
The home teams have dominated, and again, I don't know if there's any substance that correlates with it, but it is an interesting trend. 0-2. Oh, he sends this one high in the air, deep out to right field. Wong is back, running out of room. Kiss it goodbye. Daryl George goes the other way, and the Aces double their lead. It's 4-0 here in the first.
Home run brought to you by Crew Fitness. And look at Daryl jogging around the bases. That hit was something special from the big man.
Home run number 3, RBIs 11 and 12, and there's the Polaroid. Mitch Edwards getting the shot. For Daryl George, that's also career home run number 42.
That's a great shot of Carter Hope, pitching coach. Just sort of staring in his face.
Here's Logan Moore now.
Not the start, obviously, that Brisbane would have won.
Pitches outside, 1-0. Well, the Aces have already passed their run total combined between the last 2 games yesterday as you get another look. What an at-bat this was, fouling tough pitch off after tough pitch, and then sends this one out deep into the corner. Strike called to Moore. Count evens up at 1-1.
And there already is a little bit of action in that bullpen for the Bandits, Max. I see some warming up going on.
1-1. Good spot, 1-2. Moore doubled to left for his first home hit yesterday in Game 1. Showed off some strength, lifting it out to the base of the wall. Almost a one-handed swing. It's the wind from Lee and the 1-2. Outside, count evens up.
That's just a nice hit for George. As I mentioned, struggled a little bit yesterday. Didn't look great on the first 2 swings where he was the 2 strikes, but then delivered with that home run.
Yeah, it was 0-2 the entire at-bat. Didn't take one pitch for a ball. 2-2, charged up the middle. Good stop from Riley, the second baseman. Slings over 2 away. Logan Moore stung a couple of balls on the ground to Riley at second.
He's a good fielder, Riley. Very smooth fielder.
So 2 down now for Morgan McCullough. Game number 4 for him. Just getting off the plane a couple days ago. Caught up with him this morning and said still adjusting to the time change. Said he's been getting his sleep, which is good. That's the most important part, I think, when you see such a large change in time zones. He shows bunt and pulls back, takes the ball 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, that first game he played could be playing on a bit of adrenaline, really,
Oh, totally.
And then you sort of settle in a little bit, and then the jet lag might hit you a day or two later.
1-0. 2-0. Well, I'll tell you what, too. Not only do you play a game essentially right off the plane, a handful of hours after you land, you have a doubleheader the next day.
Yep.
I mean, he has literally been thrown into the fire here. He is
Absolutely.
no breaks for him. He'll enjoy a couple days off, I'm sure, after this series ends. Big swing and a miss, strike one. But he's been really good so far for the Aces. He's drawn 2 walks, 3 hits, so he's reached base 5 times in his first 11 plate appearances. 2-1. Good take, just a little bit low. Hitters count now at 3-1.
What's the pitch count on Lee, Max? I'll have to put you on the spot.
Don't worry, I got it. You
I
ask and
know
you shall
do.
receive.
I know you do. It's a long inning.
Oh, it is. This will be pitch number 37 for Lee.
Wow.
3-1. Upstairs ball 4. Another walk. That's the third of the inning. McCullough's now walked 3 times in 4 games. Mitch Edwards will dig in, the 8th batter to the plate in this inning. Here's the Bird sacrifice fly. This was the second run of the inning after the Glendinning RBI double to right center field. This made it 2-0 as Dale came in to score without a contest. And then look at Daryl George. Good spot from behind the plate, and he knew it.
Yeah, he did. Just the way he flung the bat.
Second opposite field homer for him as McCullough takes off, and he'll get into second with a stolen bag. He'll hold there. That's his first stolen base as an Australian Baseball League player. And he's in scoring position now with 2 down. 1-0 the count to Edwards.
Stolen base brought to you by South Morang Motors.
How fast can you run? As fast as Olympic. How fast are you going to run? As fast as Olympic.
One ball.
Got some great sound effects here at the ballpark.
That wasn't you?
That was not me, no. I'm not a runner by trade. 1-0 to Edwards. Sends this in the air, straight away left. Durrington fights the wind, makes the catch to end the inning, but the Aces send up 8 hitters to the plate, push across 4. An RBI double from Robbie Glendinning, a sac fly from Greg Bird, and a 2-run shot from Mr. Ace, Daryl George. We're to the top of the second, 4-0 Melbourne. Look at Sean Morimondo, Jonathan Tripp, and the rest of the Melbourne Aces dugout as we bring you back to Melbourne Ballpark. Top of the second inning, 4-0 Melbourne.
Well, you know, Jonathan Tripp having a chat. Surprise, surprise.
I'm sure he's telling a story.
I spoke with him yesterday. Wonderful guy. Interesting story. Dad in the oil and gas, natural gas business, and moved the family around in the U.S.
He's lived almost everywhere.
He has lived in Ohio, Texas. He telling some stories about Houston and how much it's grown, and Austin, one of my favorite cities. He didn't love it that much, I'll be honest. He said it wasn't really Texas, but I can understand that too with so many people moving to Austin. There's Robbie Glendinning with that shot that caroms off the fence in right center field, scoring Aaron Whitefield.
I think Jonathan Tripp has a future in the booth.
Agreed.
Get a look at Greg Bird taking a strike right there, but then sends a sac fly out to left center field to double the lead at the time for the Aces, made it 2-0. Bird now has 20 runs batted in on this season, the most in the ABL this year. Then Darryl George, an opposite field 2-run shot to cap scoring in the first. Kyle Morrison out for his second inning. Now Moe Yang will lead it off in the first pitch. Misses inside, ball 1. Well, this has to feel much more comfortable for the 24-year-old right-hander in Morrison. You're making your first start in the ABL, and now you got a comfortable lead. You can just get to work here.
Yeah, absolutely. Get yourself going. Throw some strikes. Don't hand out those walks.
He walked the first batter of the day, but since then has looked really sharp. Next pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 now. Oh, this is sharply lined down to the left field corner. Quickly gets out to the wall. Yang digging for 2. Burke up with it. His throw is cut off. Leadoff double for Namoe Yang. It's his first extra base hit of the series, and it leads off the second inning.
Yeah, he really ripped that. One of the hardest hits we've seen in the series.
Well, if Brisbane's going to come back into this one, that's a good start. Again, we have a 9-inning game today after 2 7s yesterday, so got more time, but I'm sure both sides would love to tack on runs early as you can take another look. An easy double for Yang.
Yeah, I don't think he really needed to slide, I'll be honest, but
sometimes just for show. First pitch to Wong, taken for a strike.
kind of slid late as well, too. It's a bit of an awkward slide. I think it was one of those, should I slide? Maybe. All right, I'll do it.
A little in between?
Yeah, I think so.
0-1. 1-1. I'll tell you what, sliding is hard. I don't think a lot of people realize how tricky it can be. There's fine mechanics to it. I even honestly think the head first slide personally feels a little bit easier than the feet first one.
Yeah, and when you make that move as a little kid, a younger kid, from the rubber spikes or cleats to the metal spikes, you kind of have to learn to slide differently because you can't just put those spikes into the ground.
Yes.
I remember being
get
taught.
stuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you could hurt someone, too.
Well, that, too.
Taken down low, 3-1. I mean, it's actual metal spikes that's why they're called spikes at the bottom of your cleats. As we take a look at the Aces bullpen, that's Jack Fox warming up. Taken down low, ball 4. So it looks like it could be more of a bullpen game here for the Aces.
Interesting, yeah.
With Morrison as an opener and then maybe Fox as your bulk guy. First two batters reach for Melbourne. First and second, nobody out for Hyun Chan
Uh-oh. Scares me when they're men on base and he steps in.
Hit the grand slam yesterday. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Tried to do it again. 0-1.
Shane Watson said moving him down in the order was something that he looked at and was potentially more comfortable down in that spot.
Takes a little bit of pressure off.
Yeah.
For a guy who has carried this offense for the entire season, hitting .301, 6 homers, 18 RBIs. Second in the ABL amongst active players in that category. 1-1 now the count. A guy who, when I talked to Griffin Epstein, the broadcaster for Brisbane earlier in the week, said that is a fan favorite and a clubhouse favorite. They love him over there. Back for another year with the Bandits. 1-1. Strike called, 1-2. Actually asked the Kansas City Royals if he could come back for another year with Brisbane, and here he is, and he has been so good. He's cut down on the chase a little bit more disciplined, and the hard work's paying off. 1-2. Charged up to center on a line. Whitefield fooled a bit. Now racing back, reaches up and makes the twisting grab. Yang will tag from second and head to third. A sharp line out off the bat of Runners at the corners with one down.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Whitey with that one. I think maybe just started in and then realized it was hit a little bit harder. obviously hard to read sometimes off the bat.
Some of those line drives that are right at you can be really difficult, too, where you don't have as much depth perception on which way it's spinning.
Yep.
I think maybe he thought it was going to hook a little bit more, maybe stay straight at him, and it just carried and started to rise on him. A really good angle right here. You see that first step to the right, then had to adjust back, but he's experienced out there, handled it very well.
Yeah, certainly didn't look in any strife at all.
I'd be panicking if I was in his shoes. Mound meeting for Morrison, everyone back to their spots. First and third one down for Dermot Frisch, who's played in every game this series. 0 for 4 yesterday.
Not nearly as many vociferous fans yelling at him tonight. They were all over him last night, the party deck. And they were rewarded when he struck out to end an inning and then committed an error the next inning.
I'm sure all he's looking back on is the 2 wins.
Exactly.
And when I went down, actually, to the concourse after the game yesterday, it timed up to about when Brisbane was getting back to their locker room. Pitches down and away 1-1. And you could just hear all this screaming and shouting, positive screaming and shouting. They were fired up, and rightfully so. They came in, and it's hard to sweep a doubleheader anywhere, but to do it against the Aces in this ballpark where they've dominated, it's got to feel good. And in a season that's so long, especially with as many ups and downs as they've had, you got to celebrate the positive moments. And that was a big one for them yesterday.
Yeah, it sure was. You know, and as we said, Thursday and Friday, they looked cooked. They looked done.
1-1. 2-1. Game can really flip on its head. Morrison, I think, maybe lost his footing right there on the mound, as you could see him kick that landing spot. Turning into a long inning for him right here. As Brisbane threats for the first time this afternoon. 2-1. Sharp grounder foul. 2-2. Will Riley on deck in the top of the order for Brisbane. Again, down by 4. Not sure if they try to run with Wong at first base, but would take away the double play if Frisch hits it on the ground. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Count holds.
Kind of like, you know, that shaking hands emoji on the social media. It's kind of like Fritsch in a long at-bat.
Yeah.
It's like he just battles and fouls it off and takes pitches. And
Scrappy. Does the little things, right?
Exactly.
The intangibles. 2-2 again for Morrison. Served softly out to right center field. Glendinning over. Can't make the catch. It's down. Coming around to score from third is Yang. A close one. This one scoots it between the legs of Edwards. And both runners will advance station to station. A tough break for the Aces. So an RBI single for Frisch. That makes it 4-1 Melbourne now. And on the play, Frisch advances to second and Wong to third on what I'd expect to be ruled an E9. Would be a tough E9. Again, I think Mitch would like to have that one back. Here's John Diebel to the mound. They're going to make a call to the bullpen as right-hander Jack Fox making his season debut. Let's get another look, though, before the break.
Just bloops that into right field, falls in front of Glendinning. Throws home. He's never going to get Yang. Gets away from Edwards, and then, tricky one.
We'll catch you up on Jack Fox, second tour duty with the Aces, and back for his second year making his season debut. Right after this, it's 4-1 Brisbane. Make that Melbourne.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. As you can see, the sun is shining bright, and offense has been aplenty in this series, and particularly today. The fans enjoying a big first inning for the Aces. Now Brisbane's countering with the second inning of their own as we get a look at that first inning for Melbourne. Robbie Glendinning got things started with an RBI double to right center field that brought home Aaron Whitefield to score. Made it 1-0 Melbourne. Again, Glendinning picking up another extra base hit and another RBI. He's been so good this year. And then Greg Bird sending a sacrifice fly to left center field. Now 20 runs batted in for him this season, the first this year in the league to reach 20 runs batted in. Dale coming in to score. And then Daryl George with a 2-run homer to right. No question out the other way for his third home run of the season. So it's 4-0 Melbourne at that point, but just moments ago, Brisbane striking for one, looking for more. Here's Jack Fox, his first pitch of the year with the Aces, and it's taken upstairs for ball one. So again, you have Frisch at second, Wong at third. 3-run lead now here for Melbourne after the RBI single from Frisch to right center. 1-0. Tap softly up the first baseline, 1-1.
Riley and Burns, I think, the only two players yet to have a hit in the series. Riley 0 for 8, Burns also 0 and 8. Although Burns did have that sacrifice that brought a run in.
Riley will need to get a new bat, broke it right there. For Fox, pitched for Melbourne in the 2022-23 season, 10 outings, 4 starts, a 5.28 ERA over 29 innings of work. Recently spent this last year in the American Association with Kane County. 21 starts, 104 innings, and a 5.2 ERA, but has consistently been able to toss 90-plus innings over the last 3 years. So he's had his fair share of bullets thrown over the last handful of seasons.
Kind of makes sense when you see that change. You know, obviously they probably wanted Morrison to last longer than an inning in the third, but I think you're right. I think Fox becomes the guy now to fill in some innings.
So looking to get out of trouble right here. Corners about halfway, middle back here for Melbourne. 1-1. Sent out to center, fairly deep. Whitefield back. Wynn knocks it down. He makes the catch. Whitefield will throw over towards third. Coming in to score is Wong, and that'll cut the deficit in half for Brisbane. It's 4-2, a sac fly for Will Riley, his 6th RBI. And for now, that error that allowed Wong to advance to third base looking extra costly. It is ruled an error on Glendinning, by the way, an E9. So ruled an RBI single for Frisch, and then an E9 allows Frisch to advance to second, Wong to third. Here's Jacob Robson with 2 down. So those 2 runs charged to Morrison as the first pitch to Robson's rolled foul up the line, 0-1. Fox, product of Emerson College, a Division III school in Boston.
That's a good school.
It is.
He's no dummy.
Absolutely. It's a really interesting one, too, because they don't have a traditional campus. It's, I think, one building in the city. This one rolled out to second. McCullough gobbles it up, throws over to end the inning. Brisbane has a frame of their own, though. Pick up 2 runs on the Frisch single and the sac fly from Will Riley. Fox did a good job at his first inning back with the Aces. Picks up a couple of big outs. Bottom of the second coming up. Chris Burke to lead things off when we come back. It's 4-2 Aces.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking, and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. We got an interesting game brewing here. Also, Max, let's talk about Light and Easy. Over 100 delicious, nutritionally balanced meals to choose from, designed by chefs and approved by dietitians. Delivered to your door, lightandeasy.com.au. You're a Light and Easy connoisseur, aren't you?
I am. There's so many different options. I mean, sometimes I'm in the mood for pasta. Sometimes I'm in the mood for more of a protein-heavy meal, and they're quick and easy, right? It's easy in the name. 7-8 minutes, put it in the microwave, and this isn't just frozen food that's been sitting around. It's fresh, and it tastes really good.
Well, we've got a new pitcher on the mound, and it's number 7, right-hander Tom Stancic or Stancic. We're not actually sure. As someone who's worked at SBS, Australia's multicultural TV network, my gut feeling would be it would be Stancic, but we could stand to be corrected if someone wants to let us know. It may be Stancic. Anyway, he pitched last year, 4 games, 6 innings only, made his pro debut 22-23 with Sydney. Was a very good youth player for Australia. In fact, won the Australian Youth Championships back-to-back. Didn't allow a run in 2019. So definitely one to watch.
That was just a look at how Brisbane scored their 2 runs in the top of the second inning, a Frisch RBI single and a Riley sac fly. Chris Burke to lead it off against Stancic. Out for his second outing of the season, 3rd team in the ABL. Down low, 1-1. 2022, made 2 appearances for Sydney, 4 appearances last year for Canberra, and now with the Bandits here. So he's worn some baby blues, some orange, and now the royal blue and gold. 1-1. Inside, look out. 2-1. First outing of the year came against Canberra. That was back on the 29th of November. 2 innings, 1 run. It was earned, 4 hits. Picked up a strikeout as well. Two 1. 3-1. Hitters count here for Burke. It was a tough first inning for Chai Ming Lee, the starter today, as we get another look at this fastball upstairs. That was the one inside that almost clipped him. 8 batters to the plate in the first for the Aces, including 3 walks. Inside again, taken for ball 4. Appeal to the third base umpire, Jeff Dunn. Says Burke didn't go around. That's the 4th walk from the Aces offense today. And a leadoff base runner. Lineup will flip over for Aaron Whitefield.
There's a shot from behind the plate. Berkey doesn't go around.
It's like you're standing in the box with him right there.
Great shot.
Almost identical pitches right there. Just yanking it towards his glove side a bit. Burke stole a base yesterday. That's his only of the season. Only attempt as well. Here's Aaron Whitefield. Man, he knows a thing or two about stolen bats. Takes upstairs for ball 1. Aaron earned his 95th swipe in his ABL career back in the first inning. He's now 1 away as well from tying Darryl George for the most in Aces history. Whitefield has 31.
Ball up.
Taken upstairs, ball 2. 2-1. 2-0 make that. Of course, Whitefield, a Brisbane native, a former Bandit as well. Made a name for himself with multiple organizations in this league, which is something that's hard to do. I mean, there's guys who are known for one team, right? And put up really good numbers in one spot for one time, but he's consistently been really good. A veteran of this league. 2-0.
Ball up.
Upstairs, 3-0 now to count. In fact, I remember talking to him right when he got back from the Premier 12 tournament. Of course, from Brisbane, opened up his season against the Bandits over there and had plenty of family attending. Of course, his first 3 years in the league with the Bandits, 2 years with the Giants as well, and this is his 3rd with Melbourne. 3-0. Joe's bunt, but taking all the way likely. 3-1. Hitters count for him right here. Hitting .378 entering today. Burke was caught leaning, but back in safely right there. Mike Hart, the first baseman, thought they may have had him.
That was closer than he would have liked.
Yeah. Whitefield's .378 batting average tied with Robbie Perkins for the league lead, by the way, among qualified hitters. 3-1. I called 3-2. Whitefield didn't like it. Count now full.
Get a look at that one. I think that was a pretty good pitch.
A couple of times the Aces have thought they've had ball 4.
There you go.
There's that move.
Maybe just a
Maybe
little bit above
high.
the letters.
Yeah.
I think that's what Aaron thought.
Close, though.
Either way, going to have to protect right here. We'll see if Chris Burke at first base wants to put things in motion. He does. There he goes. Pitch is shot up in the air to right center. Robson cutting across. So is Wong. It's Wong and right to make the catch for out number 1. Burke retreats to first. Then he'll make way to Jared Dale. Dale also walked back in the first inning. Got to chat with him before the game just about his season so far, his career. Reached the 200 hit threshold back on Thursday night with a single to right. Had 3 hits in that game, 6 in the series now. 4th member in Aces history to reach 200 hits. There goes Burke. The pitch is driven with some authority to left. Durrington, though, makes the catch as the wind tugs it back towards the infield. Burke back to first to win.
You tagged it. I think Durrington was like, oh, I'm going to have to make a play close to the fence. And then, the wind's pulling it back in.
Take a look at the flags out in the left. They are blowing straight in. To get another look. It's a good piece off the bat of there. A little bit of a U route right there. Back, then forward. Here's Robbie Glendenning. Sent an RBI double to right center field back in the first. First pitch, top of the zone. Strike 1. So 14 runs batted in for Robbie now. A 1.
Ball.
1-1. But yeah, talking to Jared earlier today, mentioned how thankful he is for the opportunity here with the Aces. It's been all with one team. Talk about guys jumping around the league. He's played here with Melbourne and put this jersey on since 2016. And he's seen himself grow as a person since joining this team. Were you there in 2016?
I would have been around. Yeah, I remember him as a kid.
Did he start out as a development player?
I don't think so. Good question.
Check to
I
first.
don't think he did, but I'll have to go back and check on that. But look, I've been around so long. I remember when Darryl George was a kid. So, it's all about perspective.
It is. You've seen this league grow from the very start. 1-1. Inside 2-1. Dale, 24 years old this year, so he would have been just about 16, 17 in that first year. 24 games from that year. Homer, 10 RBIs at 206. 2-1. Inside, breaking ball backs up, 3-1. Plenty of 3-ball counts in this one here today. 4 walks already from this Brisbane pitching staff after the Aces, as a staff, walked 17 in 2 games. Runner goes, pitch is taken outside, ball 4, another walk. Second of the inning. Stanchich finding himself in a little bit of trouble. The good news for him, there is 2 outs. That'll make way to Greg Bird.
I was going to say the bad news is Greg Bird's coming up.
Yes.
Next up for the bases, Greg Bird.
Bird drove in a run with a sac fly to left his first time up. First pitch. Strike called, 0-1.
That hit the outside of the outside corner.
It's been a while since Greg sent one out of the yard. It was back in game 1 of the Perth series in round 4. Came so close in game 1 of this series, and a liner off the middle of the wall and right. Hit it too hard. Well, top spinner. Picked up a single. A 1. Oh, he lines this one sharply to center. Back is Robson turning on the Jets. Cuts it down. Good play from the Brisbane center fielder as that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on for the Aces as we head to the top of the 3rd. 4-2 Melbourne.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Good day to wear a cap at the ballpark with the sun shining. A little bit of a breeze as well, much cooler than we saw on Thursday night, Boxing Day, where temperatures reached above 30 degrees Celsius, just about 22 at first pitch. A good crowd on hand today here at Melbourne Ballpark. Jack Fox out for his first full inning of work, was able to get the first 2 batters he faced and limit the damage to just 2 runs, in which we saw Brisbane rally. Max Tanzer here, joined alongside Ed Wyatt. Thank you so much for tuning in, not just today, but all weekend long. It's been a 5-game gauntlet over the last couple of days.
Been fun.
It has. Max Durrington will dig in to lead things off. 2, 3, and 4 due up against Fox. First pitch. Tapped up the line and foul. 0-1. We mentioned Fox pitched his college ball at Emerson College, Division III school in Massachusetts, in Boston. I remember touring that campus. We talked about it before the inning ended. And it really is one block of a building. And then it's right across the street from, I forget what the name of the park was. But it's really unique. It's really cool. I think what's special about it is you're right by Fenway Park. You're right by all of the sports. And Fox actually has done some pitching coaching there. This one sliced on a line left center field. It's down for a base hit. We know Durrington can run. He holds there. Leadoff single for the Brisbane left fielder. They continue to swing it.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. 17. It just seems right at home here in the ABL.
Here's Mike Hart. First pitch is on the outer edge for a strike, 0-1. Hart flew out to right his first time up. Durrington 2 for 2 in stolen base opportunities, including one yesterday. 0-1. Strike called, 0-2.
We did mention he finished 6th in the Queensland Open 100 meters championships, won by Gout, the young runner that's getting all the publicity worldwide. So he's pretty fast, Durrington.
Just a little bit, right? It's elite company right there.
Yeah.
And again, he's still a teenager. Played some instructional ball last year as well, or this year. Big lead. 1-2 is strike 3 called, got him looking. First punch out for Fox, brings up Hart, 1 down.
Yeah, great pitch. Just a little low, that one, but same area.
All arm side fastballs.
Yep.
Does the job. First pitch to McNair. Taps softly up the third baseline. Foul ball. 0-1. McNair flew out sharply to left his first time up. Off the bat, it looked like he had a pretty good shot to get out. In fact, even McNair himself reacted like he thought it was gone, but that wind is shutting down anything elevated in that direction.
Yeah, he's one guy who hasn't quite gotten on track. 3 for 11 coming into this game. 5 walks, however, so he has been on base.
Doubled off the wall in game 1, but really haven't seen much of the power since then. Gets 7 homers this year, the most in the ABL. Plenty of electricity in his bat. 0-1. Breaking ball, a good one, 0-2.
Very nice breaking ball.
So got to imagine Fox will be in more of a bulk role here. There's a couple of arms up and walking around for the Aces, but no one actively throwing. Again, Fox, as we mentioned, plenty of experience in a length role. 0-2. Just a little bit outside. 1-2. And the command is sharp right now for Fox. He's been hitting his spots. McNair has good speed. He'd be tough to double up. A lot of room on the right side of the infield for him. Aces swung over to his pull side. 1-2. Jack swing. Did he go? Appeal? He did not, says Casey Cook at first. 2-2. Almost got him the bite on the breaking ball. So it looks like it's a fastball, maybe a curveball, and then that may have been the slider. A little bit more of a horizontal shape on that one. Fox ready. Check to first. Durrington was caught shuffling. He's been dancing over there at first base. Counted 2-2 still. Luckily for the Aces, you can disengage as much as you want. 2-2. Fouled off. Count will hold. Something that has been implemented is the glove drop pickoff attempt, where when a guy's shuffling, as we get another look at McNair, who fouls this one off of his foot area, when a guy's shuffling back and forth like that, the catcher can see him, but a right-handed pitcher can't. So the catcher will drop his mitt, kind of push it forward to signal to the pitcher, pick off now. And if you could time the drop when he's shuffling, you can get him at first base. 2-2, he goes. The pitch is rocketed, foul down the left field line. Still 2-2.
Interesting.
Got to get that timing right, but if you catch him while he's shuffling towards second base, he's in no man's land, really.
Yep.
And that's what Durrington's been doing over there. A lot of the new technique for stealing bags is trying to get a shuffling lead as momentum before you take off. 2-2 again, fouled straight back. Still 2-2. Typically, you'll see guys just holding still, then break as soon as they see the pitcher deliver. But a lot of times now, they'll shuffle back and forth. You could see it there to try and get some momentum. And then you're not going from 0 to 100, but instead it's a little bit easier to get into full speed quicker because it's just a 90-foot sprint.
Sure.
Or at this point, maybe 85-foot sprint with his lead. 2-2. Driven hard down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. See you later. A laser beam down the left field line. McNair with his league-leading 8th home run. And with one swing, he's tied this thing up at 4.
Well, we wondered about him getting untracked. There it is. And now has the home run lead all by himself.
That's right. RBIs 18 and 19 as well. And the wind couldn't stop that one. That one was getting out of here in a hurry. I'll send up Namoa Yang, as you can see McNair. That's got to feel good. He's flirted with a couple of long balls already in this series.
Got us a whole new ball game, Max.
Right back where we started.
Yep.
First pitch to Yang. He shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. Tell you what, too, McNair pimped that one. It looked good. He knew it off the bat. You can tell he's been sitting on that one all weekend long. 0-1 from Fox. Breaking ball, a strike. 0-2. 0-2. Ground ball, top to short. Couple of hops out to Dale. Two-way. Yang out 6-3. And that'll bring up Lee-Chung Wong. Let's get another look at the McNair homer right here. Over the heart of the plate and keeps his hands inside of it. Look at the bat drop right there. He knew it. Again, you can see it just sneak right over the 300 mark. Off the base of the back fence right there. That's an impressive shot. First pitch out to Lee-Chung Wong is sliced in the left. Chris Burke sprints in to make the gliding grab to end the inning, but not before Brendan McNair ties things up with his league-leading 8th home run. We're knotted at 4 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd here in Melbourne.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Crew Fitness and Performance has a more than vision. What drives the Crew team and its members is a dedication to community and an eagerness to be surrounded by a personal growth culture. Stop into their location in Braybrook or Hoppers Crossing to see for yourself. Crew Fitness and Performance. Ed White, Max Tanzer with you. Max, we've been trying to track down the proper pronunciation of the Brisbane pitcher. And we've been told by someone in the organization in Brisbane, it's Stansick.
Stansick.
So we'll go with Stansick unless a family member lets us know at some point if we're doing it wrong.
Hey, feel free. Feel free. Well, we're tied at 4 after the Brendan McNair 2-run homer, his 8th of the year, a rocket down the left field line. Darryl George will lead things off against Stansick. George fresh off of his 3rd homer of the year, an opposite field shot in the 1st inning. The first pitch is a breaking ball that bites the outside corner for strike 1. So George now with 3 homers, 12 RBIs, 42 homers in his Aces and ABL career, the most in franchise history. Just adding to a decorated resume. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And what really stood out about that last at-bat was he fell behind 0-2, very similar to here. Fouled off about 4 or 5 pitches, didn't take one ball, and then finally got a pitch to drive and convincingly sent it out the other way.
Now, you know how I like lookalikes. Stansick reminds me of the F1 driver Valtteri Bottas. You can look him up at some point in the break.
0-2 got him swinging. Revved up the engines there with a fastball upstairs.
Did. Very good. Very good.
It's his first strikeout. What was the name?
Valtteri Bottas, B-O-T-T-A-S. You'll get a look at him.
Oh, here we go.
That's not him there. You'll see in a new. No,
okay.
He's got a new. His new haircut looks like Stansick.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can find the new haircut. That bright blonde hair flowing out of the back of the hat. Here's Logan Moore. Ropes this one deep but foul.
If you put Bottas mullet, you'll probably.
Is it like this one right here? There's a little mullet. Oh, here's a mullet too.
He's gone even more blonde. Well, I'll find a good photo for you.
Yeah, he's got like almost white blonde hair.
Yeah,
really.
That's
light.
how it is now.
Swing and a miss, 0-2, firing on all
cylinders. He's
cylinders.
finding his groove a little bit here, Stansick.
Just 5'8", but an explosive fastball. Provides some thump. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Got him for strike 3. 6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 punch-outs to start things off for Stansick in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oh, there we go. You're showing me a picture now. I see it. Just got to get the mustache. He's got a mustache, actually, as we can see on our shot here. There we go. I like it. First pitch to Morgan McCullough, a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1, 7 pitches, 7 strikes.
Yeah. Jeez.
A 1. Popped up, third base side. It's out of play. 0-2. How about this? 8 pitches, 8 strikes.
Bounce back in. Someone's going to get a souvenir. Oh, a couple people scrapping over it. Look at that.
Well, Stan Sick make that. Oh, there he is. Stan Sick. 8 pitches and 8 strikes to open up this inning. 0-2. Inside. Almost saw the immaculate inning. I've never seen one. I thought that was it.
Right? I tell you what.
All right, there's your comp right there, Ed.
Oh, beautiful. Good work,
Is that a
guys.
good enough shot? Does that do it justice?
That's fabulous. Great work from the Sportscast Australia crew. That is fantastic.
1-2.
And his, did that hit him?
That will have clipped him.
Yeah, it did. It's going to put McCullough on first. Bottas's partner is from Australia. Is a bike rider, so cyclist. And so he spends a lot of time here. He's kind of an adopted son of Australia.
There you go as we get another look. Clipped the elbow guard, and McCullough was all over it. Celebrate, make way to Mitch Edwards here. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Stan Sick ready to go. First pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Have you ever seen an immaculate inning?
I don't think I have, no. None that I can recall, Max, so that probably means no.
I was so ready. Maybe I jinxed it with the 8 pitches, 8 strikes. I tried not to say the term immaculate inning before. Check over to first base. Back in safely goes McCullough. Again, for those who don't know, an immaculate inning, 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Check to first. McCullough back in safely.
Now, does that continue the trend of a hit batsman in every game?
It's a good call, Ed. Yeah.
I think there was at least one, I think. I'm trying to remember yesterday. There were 2 yesterday. I'm not sure.
I got it for you right here. So in Game 2, we did not have one, but Game 1 was the one where we saw a bunch.
There you go.
Whitefield was hit to open the game. Durrington was hit. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count here on Edwards. Frisch was hit by a pitch as well in Game 1. And then if you go back to the night before that, Darryl George was hit by a pitch.
Yes.
On the opposite side, Mike Hart as well. Jared Dale.
So there have been a lot.
So, I mean, off the top of my book there, that's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
McCullough caught leading a bit back in safely.
Well, somewhere in my mess of statistics.
Edwards flew out to left his first time up.
I've got at least 6 in my stats.
Plus all the walks, plenty of free passes handed out on both sides.
Yeah.
Big lead for McCullough at first. He goes. The 1-2 upstairs. Third on to second. A bit overthrown it into center. McCullough will hold it second. There's a stolen base. Second of the day for the Aces. McCullough's first. Or make that second of the day. Third of the day as a team for the Aces.
Yep.
2 down and a runner in scoring position.
That stolen base brought to you by South Morang Motors. You're right. Second one of the day for McCullough. Third throw to go into center field.
I'm just overthrew that one a little bit. So now a base hit likely scores McCullough, who will go on contact. Breaking ball backs up, misses outside. Count full of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so after that brilliant start, Stancic struggling a little bit here.
Chris Burke, a hot hitter on deck. Payoff pitch. Driven deep but foul. Still 3-2. Out into the parking lot.
Yeah, way ahead of that one.
A lot of Easter eggs hanging out around over there. Can that look just a little bit out in front? Drop the barrel on it. Stancic ready. 3-2 again. Ground ball softly hit up the middle as shortstop Yang was holding on McCullough at second, so he had it played perfectly. 6-3 putout ends the third. No runs, no hits, no errors or runner left. We head to the top of the fourth, tied at 4 as Jack Fox comes out for another inning of work.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Back at Melbourne Ballpark, sun-kissed afternoon. You take a
Beautiful.
look, enjoying the sun, getting the tans in today.
Maybe we could call a game from out there, Max.
Why
Could
not?
we do that? A little remote
like-
from down the left field line.
It's not too far.
Sitting there with some fans.
I bet you if we shouted, our microphones from up here would pick it up.
One more pitch.
You've told me you've called some games here in this league from some interesting spots, right? You've called a game or two from the crowd.
Called a game in the crowd in Adelaide. I've called a game from down in the VIP suites here.
So that must have been like right next to the players then, or were you indoors?
Indoors.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that. I'm trying to think where I was in a little sort of trailer at Perth.
I've called games before right next to the dugout, and it is one of the most uncomfortable experiences.
Terrible play by Johnson. He's just sitting right there.
Here's the unchan to lead it off against Fox. Swing and a foul straight back going on. I remember one time I was doing it. It was with a junior college in Florida, and one of the kids just muttered out, "Oh, this announcer's so annoying." And I was like, "Oh, great. Lovely.
Thanks."
We'll always take the constructive criticism." Here's the 0-1. Up and away, ball one. Count will even up. It'll be Frisch, and Riley, 7, 8, and 9. Two up here in the Brisbane lineup. Tied at 4. Again, the 2-run shot from Brendan McNair even things up in the third. 1-1. Good bender, a strike, 1 and 2.
Worst thing I ever did, Max, was calling a soccer game, and first goal, I blew the call, got the wrong guy. Easy mistake to make, kind of confusing thing in the area. Second goal goes in, same guy scored it, and I blew it again. So I called the wrong guy. It was the same guy. I called it twice.
We've all been there. Swing and a miss, buried a breaking ball. Edwards will toss over to finish the strikeout. Second punch out for Jack Fox. Gets to open up the fourth inning. Just the worst feeling, especially when you realize, too.
Yeah, you feel terrible about it. Especially if you don't notice it right. If you notice it right away, you can quickly then go, "Excuse me, Johnson." But this is like one of those, I made a big call. I didn't scream, "Go!" I didn't do that. But it was one of those. And then I'm like, oh, that was somebody else.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Random. Here's Dermot Fritsch, first pitch. Popped up, first base side out of play, 0-1. Do Australians call it soccer or football? Because you have Australian football.
Huge debate here, massive debate. Soccer mainly, but the purists, and because there's a big immigrant ethnic community that calls it football, it always does create some confusion. So the answer, I didn't answer your question. Both. Both is the answer. And it depends who you're talking to. If you're talking to the average Australian, you'd probably say soccer. If you're talking to someone who knows the game, loves the game, grew up with the game, possibly has a European background, you probably would say football.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and with the AFL being one of the rising and most popular sports in this country, it's hard to have two different footballs. But, of course, soccer may be the biggest in the world.
Yeah, that's the issue. Correct.
0-2. Grounder to short, circling around his Dale. 2 quick outs. Good start for Jack Fox.
Yeah, nice work from Fox.
Getting some soft contact. Here's Will Riley now as he looks for a quick inning. 9-1-2 will be due up for the Aces in the bottom of the 4th inning. So this looking like it's going to be the tightest game of the 5. It was very tight on Friday night, 2-2 going into the 7th until the Aces pushed across 7 in that inning. Riley drags a beauty down the third base side. George charges, throws on the run. Did he get him? No. Moore came off the bag. Really close play, and Moore is emphatically discussing with Casey Cook, the first base umpire. Man, it looked like Moore may have kept the foot on, then came off. We'll get another look.
Yeah, I can't really say until I get a closer look. I thought he was out, but again, we don't have the best angle from where we are. Let's have a look. It is a great bunt, though. Great play by George.
It's a tough angle right there for Cook because he doesn't have the look behind the bag to see the back foot on. A little bit of less depth perception. Again, close is the first pitch on the way to Jacob Robson. Is in there for a strike. So 0-1 the count. It'll be an infield base hit for Riley.
First hit of the series for him.
There you go. Look at that.
How about that? Only Burns is hitless, and he's not in the lineup.
0-1, down and away. Count evens up at 1-1.
So he'd have to be a pinch hitter if he were to break his duck, as they say in Australia.
I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, it means you haven't scored.
Well, I used the phrase specky yesterday a couple times, so now I'll have to bring that one in. 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Wow,
good fastball. Indeed. 1-2.
Yeah, it'd be good to get Robson here. He's been so hot, as we mentioned, and Riley getting on with that sort of fortunate.
Another look there.
Again, we don't have the angle of the ball and where it is, but geez.
Once it hits the back of the glove.
I think either you make that, you call him out, there's no argument. Or maybe there is from a Brisbane side. You know what I'm saying? It's could have gone either way. It's very close. And what do we say as a kid? Tie goes to the runner.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Robson. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a sharp breaking ball. That'll end the inning. Second punch out of the frame for Fox's third of the day. Bottom of the 4th on its way. Tied at 4 here in Melbourne.
And 2 outs. The third strike came up. And it's swing on a swing. For everyone here at the ballpark, we'll be coming up to the play after the game as you walk out on the stadium. Thank you.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Over the 320-metre course, it's number 1.
Couple of fans galloping across the perimeter of the diamond. That horse race was dramatic yesterday, not as intense today. Got a great shot of a couple of fans jumping into each other's arms. They were fired up.
They were fired up. Yeah, indeed.
Oh, this may be the shot. No, it's look at some light and easy, but either way, tied at 4 as we begin the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, we got a good one going here. Started a little slowly, but
here's a shot of the race from just a couple of moments ago. It's a tight one down to the finish. Oh, slowing up. Oh, he's going to let go of the horse. He's just going to go with his own feet. What happened? Does it count if you cross the finish line and your horse is snapped in half?
Probably not, but
I think that might be an automatic DQ. Here's Chris Burke to lead it off. Stancic back out for another inning. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Stancic got off to a quick start in the 3rd, then hit McCulloch, but was able to get out of the inning unscathed.
Well, he and Fox have sort of settled this game down a bit from a pitching standpoint.
Inside, count evens up at 1-1. Fox, aside from the 2-run homer from McNair, has looked really sharp. Tossed a scoreless 4th inning where he picked up a couple of strikeouts. Burke walked back to open up the 2nd inning. 1-1. Sends this in the air to center. Robson's back. It's got some carries. He's back to the wall. Reaches up and makes the catch. It's big boy territory right there for Chris Burke. Just missed it. 1 away.
Yeah, it had a little more pop on it than we may have first thought when it jumped off the bat. Carried a long way. We'll get a look at it from that behind the ump cam. Hit to the deepest part of the stadium. Robson right at the wall.
Home of sport.
Yeah, right at that SEN song.
Aaron Whitefield, top of the order. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Whitefield 0 for 1. Walked, stole the base. Flew out to right as well. One 0. 1-1. Aaron has a homer on the season as you get a look at the bullpen for the Aces. Noah Owen walking around, doesn't have a glove on, but maybe getting the body warmed up to potentially appear in the game later. Made his debut back on Friday night, tossed the final inning.
Say we saw him Friday night, you're right.
1-2 the count here on Whitefield. His one homer came in the first at bat of the game at Adelaide a couple Sundays ago. 1-2. 2-2. Talk about nuance in baseball. That was an interesting one because that's all the scoring that happened in that game. Whitefield hit the leadoff homer. Of course, the Aces were on the road, so he was the first hitter of the game. And Melbourne won that one 1-0.
Yeah, stunning score, that one.
2-2. 3-2 now. I mean, essentially after that, it's you can go home. That's what you knew the final score was going to be.
Yeah. Do a deal. Look, give us the win. We'll just go home now.
Count full for Whitefield. Here's the payoff pitch. Taken upstairs, ball 4. He battles all the way back and draws his second walk of the day.
Yeah, nice at-bat from there and there.
Now 6 walks drawn by Aces hitters here. There's only been 4 hitters in this Aces lineup who have yet to draw a walk today. See if Whitefield's ready to go over at first base again. He is 1 stolen base away from tying Darryl George for the most in franchise history. 5 away in his ABL career from 100 is Dale. Top spins down the line. It's fair and rolling towards the corner. Whitefield off to the races as Durrington will dig it out. Whitefield stops at third. A good job from Durrington to get it back in. A double from Jared Dale. He continues his hot inning. His 7th knock of the series. Aces knocking on the door, 2nd and 3rd with 1 away.
We'll get a look at that in a sec. I was just about to say that walk to Whitefield, he was the last ace who hadn't walked in the series.
Look at that. Oh, we're finding every angle here. There's a hanging curveball, and Dale makes him pay just inside the chalk. So Brisbane will draw their infield in. Robbie Glendenning's already driven in a run today. That was an RBI double to right center field. Stancic in a bit of trouble. Teeth of the order up for the Aces. First pitch. Outside, 1-0.
I stand corrected. Chris Burke has not had a walk in the series. So there's 1 to go.
He walked in the 2nd inning, though.
Oh, there you go. I
There
forgot
we go.
about that. I was looking at my stats from the past 4. There you go. Every ace has walked.
Beautiful. 1-0. 2-0.
And there is some action in the Brisbane bullpen now. A little more serious action down there.
It's like a right-hander warming up.
It does.
Good count here for Robbie, ahead with 2 balls and no strikes. Good speed of the base paths for the Aces. 2-0. 3-0. First base is open. Glendenning's walked once today. Greg Bird on deck.
Looks like Che Hung Yao warming up in the bullpen.
3-0 to Robbie. Takes a strike. Was taking all the way. 3-1.
Yeah.
Bottom? Yeah.
Fly ball does the job with Whitefield at third. Again, good arms in the outfield left to right, and Durrington, Robson, and Wong. Remember, Brisbane threw out 2 runners at the plate in game 1 yesterday. One from Robson in center, the other Wong in right.
Oh, I remember it. You don't need to tell me that. I remember it all too well.
I think we'll all remember it for a long time. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Got a good breaking ball. Took a good rip. 3-2.
It's a nice battle back from Stancic here.
Keep it tight here, right?
Yeah.
Keep it tight.
Hey, Tim! Hey!
Payoff. This will do the job. Out to deep right center field. Maybe a little bit more as Wong is back. He reaches up and makes the catch on the track. Whitefield will tag from third and score. Dale, meanwhile, scampers into third base himself. A sacrifice fly for Robbie Glendinning. His second RBI of the day, and the Aces grab their lead back. It's 5-4.
The sacrifice fly continues to play a part in this series, Max.
It does. 2 today for the Aces. Brisbane had 3 as well. As Shane Watson will come out to the mound right here, and it looks like he will make a move to the right-hander. Stancic, despite getting into trouble here in the 4th, was very good today. Has kept Brisbane in this game, allowed them to tie it. Now they'll look to keep it a 1-run deficit. 2 away, 1 run in. As we get another look at the Robbie Glendinning sacrifice fly, seeing a breaking ball deep and driving it deep to right center field. And Aaron Whitefield trots home the score with these. It's 5-4 Melbourne. They're looking for more with Greg Bird due up with 2 away when we return.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. We've had a pitching change for the Brisbane Bandits, who now trail the Aces 5-4, and that is Che Hong Yao and the Uni Lions in the CPBL, the Taiwanese League. 4 seasons with those Lions, 37 appearances, made 9 starts, coming in here in relief. 2024 pitched in 11 games, 15 innings, 4.70 ERA. As we look at some highlights, that's Darryl George almost getting Will Riley at first. Great bunt from Riley. And just a smidge off the bag, there's Logan Moore, called safe. Is Riley.
One pitch.
Very close.
Indeed, it was rolled an infield single for Riley, and then Fox was able to pick up this punch out to end the inning. So that sets up where we're at here in the bottom of the 4th. In between innings, we had the punt 1-2-3 race, and a horse went down, but good thing it's not a real horse. Chris Burke started the inning with a fly out to fairly deep center field. And then later in the inning, Robbie Glendinning sends RBI double to right center field to give the Aces their lead back at 5-4. Here's a Jared Dale double down the left field line. But Greg Bird in to lead it off here against the new pitcher in Yao. Here's the set and the first pitch with Dale at third. Fastball ported for his strike on the outer edge. 0-1. Third outing of this season for Yao. 3 innings of work, 6 runs allowed, all of them earned. One of those coming in 2 innings of work against these Aces back on Boxing Day. The opener. Feels like a long time ago. That pitch is in there for a strike 0-2. Christmas feels like it was 2 weeks ago.
It does. That was a beautiful pitch there from Yao, that one. Bird had no shot at that one.
Some backdoor action. Again, with 2 outs, it'll take a base hit or a ball to the backstop. Bird's driven in a run today. 0-2. Sends this one deep in the air to left. The wind, though, will push it towards the line. Durrington's got it measured. Makes the catch to end the inning. Jae-Hung Yao does his job. Faces one hitter, retires him, as that sends us to the top of the 5th. Aces take the lead on the RBI double, making the sac fly from Glendenning. Also had an RBI double earlier. It's 5-4 Melbourne as Jack Fox comes out for another inning of work.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Master Dry Cleaners is a family-run business operated by the Hudson family for over 70 years. They provide a full range of services through their 7 stores, a free pickup and delivery service for all your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Master Dry Cleaners can also help with repairs and alterations, wedding gown cleaning, and cleaning of dunas and blankets. Find your nearest Master Dry Cleaners store at masterdrycleaners.com.au.
Well, Jack Fox out for the 5th inning, and he looked good in the 4th, picked up a couple of strikeouts, put a 0 on the board. Max Darrington to lead things off. First pitch, taken for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Darrington 1 for 2, singled back in the 3rd inning. So the Aces now leading by 1, thanks to Robbie Glendenning, who's driven in 2 today. Time now called. I don't think time was called. So are they going to rule that a ball? I'm not quite sure.
Here comes John Diebel. That's a good pickup, Max. That's a really good pickup.
And Diebel going to have a conversation with the home plate umpire, Takayuki Ichikawa.
I didn't.
Again, I'm sure Diebel's saying, look, Darrington stepped out of the box. Shouldn't it be dead?
What?
Why didn't you call?
Because it's too late.
There's a fly in his eyes.
It's too late.
It's a big fly.
No.
I know that
can't
got
happen.
$1 million contract, but come on, you can't get away with this in the ABL.
Yeah, so I think officially it's a 1-1 count. That is the case. So 1-1.
Just kidding about that, by the way.
Here's the pitch. Grounded sharply to short. Dale gathers. Quick throw as Darrington runs well. 1 away.
He is fast, isn't he?
Made that one close.
You look up and it's kind of like a routine play. I was like, you better get that over there quickly. Fun to watch.
Talked briefly with his father, Trent, the third base coach for this Bandits team. Trent also with big league experience. You mentioned it yesterday. They would become the first MLB duo of Australian-born players to both play in the big leagues. First pitch to Hart is down low ball 1, assuming
Obviously
Darrington makes it.
Yeah, obviously long way to go. But, yeah, that's right. It would be the first.
Quite the pedigree in the Darrington family. 1-0. Swing and a miss, tied him up 1-1.
And the beauty of this league, and for someone like you, Max, is you will go back to the States at some point, whether you come back here next year, which would be great. But if you don't, you'll remember these guys. You'll see some of them come cycling through the World Baseball Classic. You'll see some of these guys. I remember that guy. I called him in Melbourne. Durrington in a couple of years, you may be calling a AAA game. He may be playing in a AAA game. That kind of stuff will be great.
2-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Hart. Driven deep down the right field line. Well, foul. Explosive swing, 2-2. I'll tell you what, I was saying to a friend the other day. When the World Baseball Classic comes around, I think I'll have more rooting interest for Team Australia than Team USA. Here's another look right here. Got a pitch inside. Maybe a changeup that just ran into the barrel. So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Grounded wide of first. Moore smothers it. We'll flip to Fox covering a bit wide, but he gets the foot of the bag, says the first base umpire, Casey Cook. Look at that. Fox loves it. Oh, look at that. Jumping up, too. He's okay.
That was athletic.
Reminds me of Kyle Schwarber in the, I think it was the 2021 ALDS. Hyping the fans up after making an error, then making the next play. Similar feel right there from Fox as we get another look. Pitchers are athletes, too. Look at this PFP.
He gets it, tries to get on, gets
there
it back on,
Ooh.
runs into Hart.
I didn't realize they'd collide, but he's okay. Hart's a big guy, too.
He is.
Look at him speed up a little bit. Right there. Just got it on. Ooh. Shades of Jeff Dunn and Aaron Whitefield. McNair did not go around, so ball 1-0.
A lot of fun.
Be great if we got a good shot of that reaction from Fox right there, photo-wise down there. Down low. 2 balls, no strikes. McNair homered his last time up, his league-leading 8th. Tied the game at the time at 4 apiece.
It's funny, there's so many big, powerful guys in the league, and you look at McNair, and he's leading the league in home runs. He's not really a big guy.
I think he's really twitchy.
Yeah.
They get explosive with his movements. Up and away, 3-0.
You look at Hart, you look at McArdle, you look at Diesla, who was here. There
it is. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that jump up. Impressive.
Pitchers are athletes. What can we say? Here's the 3-0. 3-1.
Good work.
Well, aside from the homer, Fox has been really good. Could we have to be careful here, though? 3-1. And McNair,
I think he heard you.
Will make him pay.
Or didn't hear you.
Way back and way gone. His 9th homer, pacing the league, his 2nd of the day, and we're tied at 5.
Yeah, that was a shot. Absolute shot.
No question about it. And, again, he watched that one fly. The wind is blowing against it, but, again, did not matter there.
Just took the air out of the building, didn't it? 2 quick outs from Fox, and then, boom, we're tied again.
So here's Namo Yang. First pitch.
Ball up.
Side ball 1. So now Fox, 3 earned runs through 3 1/3. Take away McNair. It is a good outing. Here's the 1-0. This one's driven with some authority to left. Burke is drifting back to the track. The wind will knock this one down. He makes the play to end the inning. Not before Brendan McNair launches his 2nd of the day. He's now got 9 on this season, and we're tied at 5. Halfway through it here at Melbourne Ballpark. We've got a good one here for the series finale.
Thank you.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. 5-5. Aces and Brisbane Bandits. Another pretty good ball game. There's Brendan McNair's second home run of the game. League leader, increasing his lead at the top of the stats chart.
And we mentioned it, Ed. Hadn't really shown much power in this series. Entering the series tied for the league lead with Diesla, but he is completely blown through now here with 2 swings today.
And I guess that's the thing, too, Max, about a 5-game series, right? You can start on a Thursday and have a bad game like Robson, and then you've got 4 more, essentially. It was 5 games ago. So McNair's hit 2, but, it's a long time. We're not talking about just 1 or 2 games. It's 5 games.
Absolutely. Well, Daryl George will lead things off here. Right-hander Shea Hung Yao out for another inning. First pitch to Daryl. Breaking ball slips out and misses up and in ball 1. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. George Moore McCullough. George homered back his first time up, his 42nd career homer, which moves him into full possession of 8th place all-time in ABL history. Pitches inside ball 2, 2-0. Now, a homer away from moving tied for 7th as we get another look at the McNair homer. And when he barrels them up, he knows. He's not afraid to show it. It's fun to watch. It's Steve Kent, who we saw touch 3 frames a couple nights ago, starting to warm up. George chops this over to third, picked nicely and a hop by Frisch.
Oof.
1 away. Good play from the Brisbane third baseman.
Third baseman throws out to third baseman. That's a great play from Frisch. Made it look easy.
Absolutely. So 1 down for Logan Moore now, who's grounded out and struck out. All right, I'm going to attempt this again, Ed. You helped me yesterday. George with 1 homer will tie Boss Moana Roa for 7th all time.
Very good.
I was practicing it in my sleep yesterday. First pitch to Moore, upstairs, ball 1. Moana Roa with 43. Again, the all-time leader still active, Tim Kennelly with 63.
Yeah, there's some big names on there. Candelas, Glendenning, Alan D. San Miguel, of course, who played and managed here. Todd Van Steensel, Luke Wilkins. Like, really, guys who helped build this league. Logan Wade.
George just passed Logan Wade with the home run earlier.
Yeah.
Him, Wade, and Andrew Campbell were tied with 41. George, of course, just hit his 42nd. 2-0. Strike call to breaking ball. 2-1 here on Logan Moore. Now Moore, 5 for 21 in his Aces career. Again, debuted last week in Canberra. Strike called, and he didn't like it. 2-2.
Jeez, I was about to comment. Got a chance for a walk here. I thought it was called a strike. Wow.
Backdoor breaking ball. And those ones are tough, too, because there was not a point in time where it was on the plate. And if it did clip the edge, it's off the plate until then. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string.
That's tough.
A strikeout for Yao. 2 away. First punch out for the righty.
That is really tough, Logan Moore. You can see not happy at all.
Looked like a changeup, maybe a splitter. This is the pitch that he didn't like.
Wow.
You'd see receive it and bring it back in right there.
We rarely criticize calls. That one was pretty shaky, in my opinion. I could see why Moore wasn't happy.
So 2 away now for Morgan McCullough. First pitch. Up and away, 1-0.
So he was on with a walk and hit by pitch. So now we need catcher interference, right?
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I'm on a mission to get that before the end of the series. We haven't seen everything else.
We haven't seen a catcher's interference this year yet, have we?
I don't think so. We've seen everything but that.
Jacoby Ellsbury was the king of inducing them. 2-0 the count. Can be scary, too. Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals broke his forearm this year.
Is that right?
After taking a swing. He, of course, a catcher, reached his arm too close to the plate. McCullough sends this one out to right, maybe in on the hands a bit as Wong There to make the catch to end the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Yao as we head to the top of the 6th. Tied at 5 here in Game 5 of this Round 7 series.
Welcome back, Melbourne Ballpark. Nice wide shot there. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. And a 5-5 ball game between the Aces and Brisbane Bandits. And Max, we'll get a new pitcher. We'll get to him in a minute, Steve Kent. But that's Brennan McNair going yard here with his second home run of the game. And that tied it up at 5-5. It's been a tight series last few games. 9th
homer for McNair as well, so one away from becoming the first ABL player to reach double-digit long balls. This was later in the inning. Chris Burke making the final catch. That would end the day for Jack Fox in his season debut here with the Aces. 3 2/3, 3 earned runs. Then Logan Moore didn't like this call for strike 2. Would have set up a 3-1 count. And then later in the plate appearance, swings over this splitter for strike 3. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Yao. There's a look at Steve Kent. Tossed 3 really good innings to pick up the save on Thursday night in relief of Jonathan Tripp, who punched out 11 over 6 shutout frames. You talked to him the other day, Ed, said he was hoping to pitch today.
Yeah, he said he was ready to go whenever. He had the fresh cut, too, looking good. He said, he was ready to go whenever, but was thinking today would be the day where he would pitch. So here we go.
Talk about a guy who can give you length, of course, experience as a starter. We mentioned gave him 3 innings the other night. Maybe not trying to push him too hard after a bulk inning the other day, but it is 2 days of rest for him through 49 pitches. His season high is 60, so he's capable of going deep for you if needed. We'll get 6, 7, and 8. Wong, and Frisch to start off his day here. So you get a look at the coaching staff, a look at Graham Lloyd and Peter Moylan. Couple of former big league pitchers, both Australian born as well too. Lee-Chung Wong to lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a line out to left. First pitch from Kent. Inside, 1-0. Just getting started at the top of the 6th. Max Tanzer here with Ed Wyatt. Thank you for tuning in. All weekend long, 1-0 bends down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Got a rare ABL rubber match today.
Yeah, and we'll get a week off, and then we'll be back here for 2 back-to-back home series, which will be huge.
To finish the season, rounds 9 and 10 versus Sydney and Adelaide. Upstairs, 3-0 the count here on the Wong. And don't want to give up any free passes in a tie game getting late here. But you're right. We'll update you on the ABL standings here. They are tight. 1 through 6. 3-0. Called a strike. 3-1. Sydney leads a 1.5 cushion over Adelaide at 17-9. The Giants 16-11 after sweeping Perth yesterday. Canberra in third at 14-13. They've lost a handful to Sydney this weekend. 3.5 games back of first. And then the Aces hold that 4th and final spot. Big rip and a miss strike 2, 3-2. Aces 12-14, 5 games back of first, with a half-game lead of Perth on the perimeter, who's 12-15. They've played an extra game. And then these Brisbane Bandits, 9-18, 8.5 games out of first, 3.5 back behind Melbourne for that final wildcard spot. So really, you can kind of look at it like if Brisbane wins today, as the 3-2 is cut on and missed for strike 3. Good start for Kemp to climb back into the count. 1 up, 1 down to start his day.
Absolutely.
But if Brisbane wins, they'd move to 2.5 back behind Melbourne. So it's going to be tough. It's been a really difficult year for the Bandits, but still time left. So we get a look. There's the standings on your screen.
Yeah, that Melbourne road record just really stands out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? 4-11.
And not one team has a winning record on the road.
That's true.
2 at 500. Here's the Janum. First pitch, good spot at the knees, strike one. So a huge break for the Aces, who will travel to Perth next week. That the Heat were swept in their doubleheader. Because a lot of times you see yourself swept in the doubleheader. Check swing roller. Kent off the mound. Pitchers have been athletes all day today, making some plays. 2 away, 1-3 put out. But Perth being swept really allows the Aces to stay where they were at entering the day yesterday.
Yep.
Obviously, would have liked to take advantage of that opportunity, but at the end of the day, not too much damage caused. Current games going on today. Sydney hosting Canberra, and the Blue Sox lead 6-1 in the 6th. So they have really had Canberra's number. Canberra, if that score holds, would fall to 14-14. Perth and Adelaide, with the time difference, have yet to start today. Pitch to Frisch. Strike called. 0-1.
Geez, after those first 3 balls, Kent has just been sharp.
Just got to get loose, I guess, right?
I guess so.
0-1. Down and away, 1-1. If you go back to his first outing on Thursday, gave up a leadoff double, and then retired the next 5 batters in a row. So maybe, again, just he's to face one guy, throw a couple of bullets, and then he's ready to go. 1-1 to Frisch. 1-2. So that one rolls up the netting. For the Aces in the bottom of the 6th, they'll send up 8, 9, and 1. Edwards, Burke, and Whitefield. They look to grab their lead back. They've had a couple of leads today, but Brisbane has been very resilient so far, as they displayed yesterday with the doubleheader sweep. One, 2 from Kent. Down low. Count evens up at 2-2. Kent has yet to allow an earned run. He allowed 1 in Canberra back last weekend, but he has essentially been blemishless this season. Very underlooked in this Aces bullpen. 2-2. Popped up into straightaway right field. Robbie Glendenning has room. Makes the catch to end the inning. Steve Kent with a 1-2-3 frame as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 5 with Mitch Edwards leading things off when we come back. Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. A look at that first base dugout. A lot of shade, as you can see. Steve Kent taking a seat after a really good 1-2-3 inning. The Aces will be looking to apply some more run support as we see a new pitcher on the mound here. Juhiak Park, the right-hander, in for Brisbane.
We saw him the other night, didn't we?
We did. That. Something that manager for Brisbane, Shane Watson, told us was how important in terms of bullpen management the outing from Connor McDonald was. No, the outing from Connor McDonald important, but Ryan Bollinger going 6 innings, even getting roughed up a little bit, allowed them to use more relievers on Friday, and then Yesterday it was lights out from McDonald and Kynes.
I felt good about that conversation because you and I discussed that at length during that game, that he was really getting rocked. But he just came out there and kept pitching and ate up those innings. And, yeah, I think that is a really good comment from Shane Watson, the Brisbane manager.
It was just a couple of innings for Bollinger and then was able to bounce back in. And even though the bats were struggling for Brisbane and they were trailing by a decent amount, still allows them now to have some rested arms here for today.
So Ju Hyuk Park was a 5th-round draft pick back in 2020 of the Samsung Lions in the Korean Baseball League, the KBO. Spent last 2 years with their minor league affiliate. Only made one appearance in the Major League KBO.
His only outing in this series was back on Friday when inning at 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. This is outing number 4 for him since joining Brisbane ahead of the Perth series last weekend. Mitch Edwards will lead things off. First pitch from Park. Upstairs, 1-0. Edwards 0 for 2, flew out to left and grounded out to short. Game number 22 for Mitch. And with the addition of Logan Moore, he won't have to take all of the catching duties. Talked to him before the series and said it's nice to have Moore there so he can rest his body a little bit. Again, Mitch was catching every game, including double headers. That pitch misses upstairs 2-0, which not only has an impact on you physically on the defensive side, but can impact you offensively as well. And it's a lot of work back there, especially in the summer heat here in Australia. His offensive numbers have been really good. Looking for his first hit today. Hitters count at 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, cuts across the inner edge, 2-1.
It's a good pitch.
Yeah. Asked him if he's ever had a bulk of catching time like that before, and he said not in a while. It was his first year in the ABL where he had to catch a lot of games consecutively. 2-1.
Ball in.
Inside, 3-1. Hitters count for him here. A lot of walks already today for the Aces offense. 6. Here's the 3-1. Took a big rip, fouls it straight back, 3-2. As the hat flies off for Park, we were seeing that a lot the other day. I do believe when he went into the dugout for his second inning that night, he got a new one. At one point, Mike Hart traded with him.
Yeah, remember that? That was hilarious. It was literally coming off after every pitch.
The fans were really getting into it.
Yeah.
It was at a point, too, where the game had slowed down a tad. 3-2 to Mitch. Stays alive. Count still full.
I told the sportscast guys to get that hat counter up.
Well, I've seen 2 fall off so
far. Yeah, I think it's 2. Let's keep track of it. Could be more.
If you're at home, feel free to reach out. Let us know. Go back and count for us. Long at bat here. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Chase the pitch down out of the zone. Catcher and will apply the tag. Strikeout to start the day here for the Brisbane reliever in Park.
Well, it's nice work from Park there to come back, and there's the hat flying off. Gonna need like a hat. What is it? A pin? Like pin it up there.
I wonder if the headband he wears
it might
adds
be it.
to it a little bit
that
too.
might be it. Yeah.
Just about a 7-pitch at bat there for Edwards. Here's Chris Burke. Down straight back. 0-1. The Aces haven't found themselves in too many contests where they've been tied late. Again, there was the Friday night game where it was 2-2 going into the 7th inning, but aside from that, whether they're winning or losing, it's been pretty separated when you go to the back third of the game. 0-1. Popped up on the infield. The second baseman, Riley, out. Bathed in sunshine makes the catch, 2 away. Aces have not played a 9-inning extra inning game. The one extra inning game they did play was a doubleheader game where it was 7 innings. And they would end up winning that one. That was against Brisbane, in fact. Only 4 one-run games for them this year. And 4 two-run games. So every other contest has been decided by more than 2 runs. Here's Aaron Whitefield. Top of the order for the Aces. First pitch is roped on a line to left. Durrington over. Has it covered to make the catch. Inning over. 1-2-3 inning for Park. Really good inning for the right-hander. We head to the top of the 7th. Tied at 5 here on Aces TV.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Business Network International is flourishing across Melbourne's west and Geelong. Local businesses, including the Aces, join BNI for professional development, networking opportunities, and to increase business prospects. Find your local BNI chapter to tap a wealth of resources and join a winning team. Just see some kids doing the run between the innings. Ed Wyatt, Max Tanzer with you. Got a good one here. 5-5 going into the top of the 7th.
And Steve Kent out for another inning of work here after tossing a scoreless first inning of work back in the 6th, faced the minimum, and now they'll get 9-1-2 in the Brisbane lineup. Will Riley will lead things off, who's had a productive day. A sac fly in the 2nd, singled on that bunt ground ball to 3rd back in the 4th inning.
That's continuing that resurrection theme. Riley, the only one of the few players not to have a hit in the series, is drives in a run and has a single.
Yeah, we could write a book on this series if we wanted to. Strike called on the outside corner.
30 for 30 documentary.
Yes.
What if I told you that 3 guys were thrown out at home plate in the same inning?
Yeah, one episode on that first inning. 0-1, take you down and away, 1-1. Then we can go back in time and set the background scene of Max Durrington and his, what was it, the 100-meter?
Yes.
Be great. Here's the 1-1. Oh, inside.
Wow.
A loud sound off the elbow guard of Riley. Another hit batter, and he'll take first base.
I think that was, I hope it was the elbow guard. He's shaking his left. Hoping that wasn't his actual elbow.
John Diebel out in here. I think he's asking if it hit the bat.
Yeah, that's what the sound made it sound like the bat. I agree. No.
If it hit the bat, it hit towards the handle. I don't think it hit the bat.
I agree.
Couldn't see anything there, but we will see the umpires meet here. Again, Takayuki Ichikawa behind the plate, Casey Cook at first, Koki Suzuki at second, and Jeff Dunn over at third base. And
definitely
this
had
is
bat
tricky.
noise.
I think you need a conclusive evidence to turn it around, and I don't think
at the same time.
Replay here for
So,
two on top of that.
hit by pitch. So, if it's his hands.
I've only got hit by pitch from where I was.
That's it. We'll go with that.
Like there was a sound, but I don't have it like a clear.
Yeah. All right. Hit by pitch.
All right.
Yeah.
Again, the elbow guard made of plastic, and they will rule the hit by pitch.
Yeah, I don't think you can overturn that one, Max. Kind of like rule the fumble on the field. If it's inconclusive, it stays a fumble on the field. Here it is.
This is probably the best look. Again, from that angle, I could see where you'd think maybe it hit the handle of the bat, but when you look at the handle of the bat here, you don't see it. He drops it behind his stomach right there, so there's no shot at hitting.
Yeah, agreed.
That's our best view behind the plate. So it is a hit by pitch to Riley.
And the upshot of this is you've got him on, and now you've got Robson, Durrington, and Hart. And McNair, potentially.
Blazing speed.
Speed and in power.
Riley's 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts as he takes his lead from first. If he does go, he has to be careful with the left-hander Kent on the mound. He's staring right at him. Robson, 0 for 2 today, walked in the first. 4 walks in the last 24 hours for him. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have him running. It's just my gut feeling. 1-run game. I'm not sure. You want to risk it on the other hand? What do you got to lose? You know? If you're Brisbane, you're kind of playing with house money a little bit.
George well in front of the bag at third base. Dale almost behind the second base bag. A lot of room on the left side. Cut on a miss. Strike 2. It's a big pitch here for Kent. As Ed mentioned, Durrington on deck, then Mike Hart and Brendan McNair, who you'd love to face with the bases empty with the way he's been swinging it today. 2 homers for him out of the DH spot. Long look in for Kent here. No one up in the Aces bullpen. 1-2. Bring him up.
That's a
strike 3
great
called.
pitch. Wow.
Needed it and got it. A pivotal out number 1. Here's Max Durrington.
Just frozen.
Getting a little look. Perfectly placed, no question about it. First time Robson's been punched out looking. Also struck out swinging earlier in this game.
So you're probably not going to double up Durrington unless it's hit sharply, very sharply.
George defending the bunt again. And shows bunt. Pulls back 1-0. So George well in front of the bag at third. And the shortstop, Dale, ranging up the middle in double play depth. Again, a lot of room on the left side if Durrington were to slap one that way. Riley with good speed takes his lead. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. And I'll tell you what, this is a good lane to have a left-handed hurdler on the mound if you're the Aces. Riley, left-handed hitter. Robson, a left-handed hitter. Durrington and Hart, left-handed swingers as well. 4 consecutive here against a veteran southpaw, Steve Kent. One. Smoked on the line to left, but right at Chris Burke. As Durrington lines out to his counterpart. They've been sending balls in each other's direction all weekend long. 2 away now for Mike Hart.
Yeah, it's a big out, big couple of outs right there.
And you're not done yet. Hart, plenty of pop in that bat. He's 0 for 3 today. A flyout, a strikeout looking, and grounded out to first. Back in the 5th. And Field gets to play back now with 2 away. And Hart, who doesn't have as good a speed as Durrington and Robson. Riley takes his lead from first. Let's see if maybe they send him here. Pitch is driven in the air out to right field. Glendening takes a couple steps in, and he will make the catch to retire the side. Good work from Steve Kent to evade the leadoff hit batter. 2 consecutive scoreless innings as we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch here in Melbourne, tied at 5.
Hold on. Yep.
Number 40.
Number 40, yep.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Look at that. A little hamburger and some fries, maybe some barbecue sauce on top of that as well, as we bring you back to Melbourne Ballpark. Sweet Caroline echoing throughout the stands. As we got a tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Aces will send the meat of their lineup to the dish. Dale, Glendinning, and Bird, as Brisbane counters with one of their high-leverage relievers, the veteran, that is Sam Holland, who we saw yesterday, toss the scoreless inning.
Yeah, I was surprised Park didn't come out for a second. He looked so good in that last inning, but Holland, of course, you know what you're going to get with him, a veteran. Knows what he's doing. Normally doesn't make too many mistakes, so interesting.
10th season in the Australian Baseball League for him. And so far this year, he has been really good. A 2.57 ERA over 7 outings, 1 start as well. Opponents hitting a $157 against him through 14 innings of work. And I'll tell you what, maybe the strategy here from Shane Watson is you have the meat of the Aces lineup up. 2 of the 3 will be really threatening right-handers. And Holland's got that submarine sinker that barrels in on your hands. So a good matchup against a couple good righties. But Jared Dale says not so fast. Jumps on the first pitch and pelts the liner to left.
See, I told you should have left parking.
Well, a good start from Jared Dale, who picks up his 2nd hit of the day. He's 2 for 3. That's his 8th hit of the series.
Wow.
And he's the go-ahead run aboard here. And we're getting into the time of the game where 1 run might just do the trick. Here's Robbie Glendinning. He's had a great day. An RBI double in the first, walked in the second, and a sac fly back in the 4th. He's now driven in 15 this year. First pitch. Inside, underneath the hands, 1-0. And again, with Holland in that sinking fastball against a right-handed hitter, it's a good pitch to induce a ground ball. So Robbie's going to have to look for something to try and elevate here. Check to first. Dale back in with a headlong slide. Dale's got 4 stolen bases this year, 2nd on the team in that category. Don't know if they'd want to push it here. But staying out of the double play is key. 1-0. Taps softly off the foot. 1-1.
Tough pitch to hit that one. You can just see how difficult that is with that sort of delivery that Holland comes with.
And it starts about middle third of the plate and runs right in on the handle of your bat.
Yeah.
And then he can throw a breaking ball off of it that breaks the complete opposite direction. I'm sure that's what Robbie's looking for here. Frisch hugging the line at third, ready for a ground ball in his direction. 1-1. Good pitch over the heart of the plate for Robbie to hit. 1-2. Maybe thinking breaking ball. Greg Bird on deck, then Darryl George here. Exactly who John Diebel and the Aces want to have up here late in this game. Holland, a 30-year-old right-hander, a Brisbane native as well. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him for strike 3. First time Robbie has been retired without driving in a run. 1 down with Dale still on first now for Greg Bird.
Yeah, that's tricky. That's good pitching from Holland. Look at the spin on that thing.
I think that was a breaking ball. After living on that inside corner, exposes anything on the outer half. First pitch to Bird. Sent in the air, high down the left field line. Durrington will watch it fly out of play. 0-1. Well, for Bird, it's the opposite. As a left-handed hitter, that sinker is going to run straight into your barrel. So if he can find one over the heart of the plate and drop the thick part of the bat on it, it could go a long way. 0-1. Drops the barrel on this one, sends it deep out to left field. Durrington back at the track. The wind knocks it down again.
We've seen that a lot. Other than the 2 blasts from McNair, we've seen a number of them that look like they might carry and then end up getting caught on the warning track.
You got to give every bit of it if you're going to pull one out, or for Bird's case, hit one out the other way to left field. Here's Daryl George. His home run went out to right, and that's where the wind's been blowing.
Yep.
His 3rd homer of the season, but a ball in the gap is all he really needs here to try and score Dale from first base, representing that go-ahead run. Check to first. Not a bad spot to put Dale in motion now here with 2 away.
Yep.
Worst case, you open up the next inning with George leading off. Best case, go-ahead runs in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There he goes. First pitch is inside. The throw from is a beauty, but the tag's not in time. Dale slides in right underneath the tag, and I think Koki Suzuki had the right call. Stolen base number 5 for Dale.
Number 4 for the Aces tonight, brought to you by South Morang Motors.
And an important stolen base. Now a base into the outfield should be able to score Jared with his speed. Plus, he'll get to go on contact with 2 outs.
That was the best throw of the night by
Really good throw.
Yeah.
Here's the set and the 1-0. Strike called. County wins up. Take another look here at Dale. Really good jump. Healthy lead for him, and I think he just gets the foot in before the tag is applied. Tag was applied on his thigh area.
Yep.
Right above the knee, so he's in there. Good call from Koki Suzuki. 1-1. Down and away. 2-1 now.
Good stuff from him there. That pass ball or wild pitch sends Jarrett to third.
Arms in the outfield. Durrington, Robson, and Wong. Left to right, Robson and Wong have each thrown out a runner at the plate in this series. Two-1. Strike at the knees, 2-2.
Tough one there for Georgie.
I think it sneaks up on you. Sure, it's hard to pick up coming from such a different angle on top of the sink it has on it. Logan Moore on deck. Two-two. Sent in the air into shallow right. A late jump for Wong. He's on his horse. Could be trouble. It's down. Dale will score. George ranging for 2. He's in there with a slide. He dumps one into no man's land, and it gives the Aces a 6-5 lead.
Wow.
RBI number 3 on the day for Darryl. 13 on this season, and the Aces grab that lead back.
How important was that stolen base?
It was everything. Put Dale on scoring position, and there was no question he would score once it dropped.
I'll have to go get a look at that and see. It seems to be probably a combination of...
There's the stolen base.
Combination maybe of Wong losing it, and very tough play for Riley as well.
First pitch to Logan Moore, taken for ball 1 on the outside corner, off the outside corner, as you get a look at that ball dropping in.
It was in a really awkward position. I just don't think Wong had the right angle on it.
Oh, he was upset with
look
himself.
Look at that.
Well, it worked. Here's the 1-0 to Moore.
Wow.
Down and in, 2-0 now the count. I think the big swing, too, we talked about it a couple days ago. Sometimes outfielders will read the swing, and maybe that fooled Wong a little bit, thinking that it was sent a little bit deeper. Two-0. Down low, snap throw to second. They might get him, and they do. What a throw from Hyun Chan a bullet behind George, and that will end the inning. However, the Aces are able to strike on the RBI double from George. They lead 6-5 as we head to the top of the 8th. We're seeing it all this weekend here in Melbourne.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
We are back here at Melbourne Ballpark. Well, in an eventful bottom of the 7th inning as Daryl George gives the Aces the lead. Let's flash back to the first inning for your play of the game, brought to you by Aces Sporting Club. George sending an opposite field shot out to deep right field to cap what was a 4-run first inning for George. Homer number 3 on the season, 42 in his ABL career, giving him full possession of 8th place all-time in league history, passing Andrew Campbell and Logan Wade, a couple of Brisbane bats. His phenomenal career continues. He's now 1 home run shy of Boss Moanaroa for 7th all-time to tie in ABL history. And then, of course, there's the big jump, the Polaroid shot from Edwards, and then George's bloop double gives them the lead. And now Steve Kent comes out for an inning of work. Again, your play of the game brought to you by Aces Sporting Club, a premium golf practice facility based in Altona, right here in Melbourne's western suburbs. They host birthdays, engagements, key milestones, and more. For more info, visit acessportingclub.com.au. Brendan McNair, 2 homers today for him, takes down low ball 1 as we resume play here in the 8th.
Yeah, huge moment here with McNair. Last 2 at-bats, as you mentioned, home runs.
9 homers for him this season now. Trying to pick up his
10.
10th.
Yeah, exactly.
1-1. Good changeup from Steve Kent, who looks to finish his 3rd inning for what would be the 2nd time in this series. Dovidas Nevarausius getting warmed up for the Aces down the right field side. Likely would get the 9th inning in what's now currently a save situation. 1-1. Maybe not anymore as McNair sends this one deep down the left field line, and it's gone. 3 homers for Brendan McNair, the first Australian Baseball League player this year to hit double digits in the long ball category, and he does so in a big way, tying the game with 1 swing for the 3rd time tonight.
That is extraordinary. I have seen this only once before, Max. I saw a player named Bernardo Brito who played for the Portland Beavers and the Twins. He hit back-to-back home runs. I saw that years ago in a AAA game. Unbelievable.
10 homers for him in a large way. And we're back where we started. We've said that plenty of times. The Aces have taken 3 separate leads in this game, and Brendan McNair has erased them with 3 homers on 3 separate occasions as the count moves to 0-2 on Yang.
Here's the other weird thing. How many big, powerful swings have we seen that we thought were out or caught? He's got 3 kind of easy swings, clear the fence.
He's got a beautiful swing.
Yeah.
Up and away, 1-2. You're right. It's so smooth.
Yeah.
It's not incredibly explosive, but he gets through the zone so quick. Has such a strong finish, too. He's been fun to watch today. Swing and a miss, got him for strike 3. 1 away now. By the way, that is the first earned run Kent has allowed this year as we get another look at the McNair homer. This one, a top-spinning liner. Went down to get it. Unreal. Caught it out in front and just really dropped the barrel on it. And look, it just snuck out over that short wall.
He has picked that spot.
It's his corner today. Here's Hee-Chung Wong, who swings and misses for strike 1.
McNair's corner.
Right? Well, that's fitting that the Brisbane bullpen's down there, too. They love it. 0-1. Breaking ball, misses inside. 1-1.
Yeah, that's, I mean, like I said, I've seen that once in, 30, 40 years of watching baseball?
It's incredible. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
If this thing goes extras, I don't want to see him at the plate again.
The Aces have yet to play in a game where they finished the 8th inning tied. And the score holds through this inning. That'll be the first of the year. Still 1-2. We mentioned how At this point of the game, it's usually been decided.
Yeah.
Fitting that we're seeing a tug-of-war affair in this one after what's been a tug-of-war series. Aces took a 2-0 lead. Brisbane swept the doubleheader yesterday. 1-2, a weak wave and a miss. A good bender gets the chase for strikeout number 2 of the inning. Number 3 on the day for Kent. Make that 4.
4, yeah.
So after the homer, consecutive punch-outs. Get a look at this big breaking ball. No shot at reaching that one right there. Here's Hyun Chan now as Steve Kent will finish his day. Allows the 1 run over 2 2/3 of an inning's work, and Dovydas Neverauskas will enter the game looking to keep it tied at 6. We'll be back after this.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. 6-6 ball game in the top of the 8th inning. Aces started out with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, but Brisbane came back with 2 in the second and 2 in the third to tie it at 4. Aces got another one in the bottom of the 4th to take a 5-4 lead. Then Brisbane countered with one in the top of the 5th, tied it at 5. The Aces got another one in the bottom of the 7th to take a 6-5 lead. And that home run by Brendan McNair, his 3rd of the game, 3rd consecutive home run, has tied the game at 6. Dovydas Neverauskas, Lithuanian-born relief pitcher, on the mound now, taking over for Steve Kent. He'll face Hyun Chan the catcher. First pitch is fouled away. Is 0 for 3 tonight, but had the big hit yesterday, that grand slam home run that proved to be the winner. Ed White, Max Tanzer with you. Every time the Aces have taken the lead, Brisbane Bandits have climbed right back into it.
Brendan McNair has climbed back into it.
Yeah, true.
Not only a 3-homer game, but he's tied the game 3 times. I mean, what a day. Pulled out to short. Dale's got it. This should end the inning. Good work from Dovydas Neverauskas, but Brisbane able to tie it on the 3rd homer of the day from Brendan McNair. We head to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 6 here in the series finale.
OmniGraphics, your leaders in super wide format printing across Australia. With 2 full-scale production facilities in Queensland and Victoria, our centres are equipped to handle the most ambitious printing projects, backed by a dedicated team of over 70 full-time staff. We specialise in a wide range of print formats, from billboards and banners to retail and events. We deliver impactful solutions that stand out in any environment. Our commitment to excellence includes continuous investment in cutting-edge technology, ensuring precision, speed and reliability. This allows us to tackle even the most complex printing requirements with ease. Dream, design, deliver. Partner with OmniGraphics for your next printing project.
We'll get back to Melbourne Ballpark. What a game. Let's take a look at Brendan McNair's day entered tied for the league lead in homers. Well, there's number 8 right there, way back in the third inning, to tie the game at 4 apiece. Let's go later. This one, a high towering fly ball to deep left center, tied the game at 5. Aces would take a 6-5 lead into the 8th inning, and Brendan McNair one more time drops the barrel and sends it over the wall in the corner for his 3rd homer of the game. He's got 10 on the season, leads the league in that category. Ed Wyatt, it's one of the best performances we've seen all year.
Yeah, and continuing that synergy we've seen here, Max. The 3 runs, runners thrown out at home, 3 ground balls in the same inning. There's just been a lot of that sort of stuff. 3 home runs by the same player to tie the game each time. Very, very interesting.
It's been a unique series, to say the least. Fitting. I mean, we've played 5 games in about, 4 days?
Yep.
Not even after the quick turnaround last night. Here's Logan Moore. Holland out for another inning. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Again, the Aces have yet to get through 8 innings tied. This would be the first if Holland keeps them scoreless. They'd like to change that, though. Moore sends a drive deep out to right center field. Robson back in front of the track. 1 away.
Yeah, he just got under that, was hit hard, but no problem for Jacob Robson in center field.
He's just missed a couple
indeed.
sharp grounders the last couple days, and then just a little bit underneath that one. Another look right here. Good swing. Here's Morgan McCullough. He's had an eventful day, 0 for 1, but 2 walks and 2 stolen bases. First pitch is outside, ball 1.
He's a guy you want to get on, too. He's got some speed. He's stolen 2 bases tonight, so if he can find a way on, a walk, get a hit, catcher interference.
Oh, there we go.
Then potentially you've got the go-ahead run on the base paths.
1-0, roll foul. 1-1. Maybe we'll see one this year. Everyone's going to be like, why are they so excited about a catcher's interference?
Yeah, it's just because we've seen so many guys get on so many different ways here, hit by so many hit batsmen, so many walks, so many hits.
1-1. Outside, 2-1.
Yeah, it needs to be patient here. Like I said, get on, get yourself if you can work a walk, get yourself onto first base. You got speed and some guys that can drive you in Mitch Edwards and Chris Burke.
He's done a good job working counts. Rolled sharply to first. What a stop by Hart. He'll win the race to the base.
There he is again.
2 away. That was stung, but Hart has been a vacuum over there down the first base line over the last 2 days.
Yeah, he has been. He kept that Chris Burke potential hit stopped last night. Does it here with McCullough.
So base is empty with 2 down now for Mitch Edwards. For Brisbane in the top of the 9th, they'll send Frisch, and Riley to the plate 7, 8, and 9 as we get another look. And just had to stop it, which was the case. First pitch to Edwards, runs outside, ball 1. Aces have played in 1 extra inning game this year. That was against Brisbane, but in a 7-inning doubleheader. They're yet to play at 10th. Possible today. 1-0. Wide of first. Edwards, a much easier play this time. Shovels to Holland, who covers the bag in time to retire the side. 1-2-3 frame for Holland as we head to the top of the 9th. Tied at 6. Buckle up. Here we go. We'll be back after this.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar. It's a sporting globe.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. There's Kyle Morrison, today's starter, who tossed an inning and a third of work. The Aces and the Bandits tied at 6 runs apiece as we begin the top of the 9th inning. Still a good crowd on hand today. They've all stuck around for what's been a tight one. If you're just tuning in, Brennan McNair with 3 homers each to tie the game. The Aces on the other side. A home run from Daryl George, an RBI double from him as well. Robbie Glendening is driven in too. We've seen a little bit of everything here in Game 5 of the weekend. Levitas Neverauskis out for his first full inning, relieved Steve Kent, who was able to get out of that frame unscathed. Could be 8-9-1 for Brisbane. Frisch, Riley, and Robson, as they look to play spoiler here. Brisbane can take this one. What a weekend it would be. What a momentum shift it would be heading into the season's final 3 series.
Yeah, and I think the way this series has been, it's just fitting that it's come down to this, Max. Just absolutely fitting.
Couldn't have said it better. Well, here's Frisch against Neverauskis, the former big leaguer. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1.
Someone's got to win it with something quirky, surely.
Right?
Let's just not say McNair 4th home run.
Not due up for a bit.
True.
So that's good.
True.
1-0 to Frisch is popped up. Shallow center. Whitefield with a late jump. McCullough back out now as the wind tugs it towards right. He makes the catch. Couple pitches and an out for Neverauskis.
If he can get these guys down 1-2-3, then there's a real opportunity for the Aces coming up in the bottom of the 9th to get something done. Berkey, Whitefield, Dale, Glendening, Bird, maybe. That's who you want up.
Absolutely.
So you just got to shut these guys down here if you're Neverauskis.
Got to get these 2 outs first.
Yep.
Here's Will Riley.
Correct.
Reached base twice today.
Hey, he's been a pest, hasn't he?
Drove in a run on a sac fly in the second 2. That was the second run of the afternoon for Brisbane.
Then that close infield hit, and then
That's right.
Then got hit by a pitch.
A little bit of controversy on every trip to the plate, it feels like.
True.
Moore wasn't happy with the call on the bunt.
That's a good point.
Steeble didn't like the call on the hit by pitch, or at least asked them to have a meeting about it.
That's true.
It's the role of a scrappy, speedy 9-0 hitter, right? Cause some havoc. 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Jacob Robson on deck. Who's been a hot hitter himself. Second outing of the series for Neverauskis. Also saw him toss the last inning in Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday, allowed a run. It's been really strong for the Aces since he joined the club a few weeks ago. 1-2. Tried the breaking ball, but Riley will stay alive. For Neverauskis, 6 appearances, 2.45 ERA. Over 7 1/3 of innings worked. He's picked up a save as well. Opponent's hitting a $125 against him. 1-2. Down and in. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The first ever Lithuanian player to appear at a Major League Baseball game. Pitched a few years for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the late 2010s. 2-2. Slash foul, and Robson make that Riley staying alive.
Yeah, it's good at-bat from Riley here. Just kind of making Neverauskis work.
Talk about a couple of really good names. Neverauskis. We had Cooper Vasilakis.
That's right.
Appear in a game a couple days ago.
Boss Moana Rana.
Oh, yeah.
Moana Rana. No, I got it wrong.
3-2 now.
Moana Rana.
Say it 3 times. Boss being the first name adds to it, too.
Yeah, great.
Boss is
great
the best name you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
And then Moana Roa to follow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfection. 3-2. Fisted softly, right center field could be trouble. Whitefield ranging in, it's in front of him for a soft base hit for Will Riley, his second of the day. He's reached base now in 3 consecutive plate appearances. Go ahead, run aboard with good speed for Brisbane.
Yeah, he's been huge today. A real surprise, too, to be honest.
Was hitless in the series.
Yeah, and didn't play in the second game. I think the Friday night game, I think, was benched, and then came back with a vengeance.
So Jacob Robson stands in here as the lineup flips over. 0 for 3 walked in the first. Struck out a couple times. Big lead. First pitch is driven fairly deep out to center. Whitefield now showing his numbers. This one's gone. Off the base of the batter's eye.
Wow.
And Jacob Robson hits his 4th homer this season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for Brisbane. They take an 8-6 lead here in the top of the 9th for their first lead of the day.
Wow. I thought, like so many, I thought Whitefield just sort of had his measure on it, and then he turned and looked as you called it. Wow. That's all I got to say.
Anytime Aaron Whitefield's given up on a baseball, it must be pieced up pretty well. Here's Max Durrington. First pitch is driven high in the air, right center field. This one's going to stay in the park. Glendenning ranges over to make the catch, 2 away. Well, now, Brisbane feeling mighty good about what would be their first series win of the year.
Talk about the air going out of the building, Max. The place has just gone silent. Sounds like a library here.
Here's make that Mike Hart now after Max Durrington flew out. Billy Parsons warming up at the pen for the Aces as that one misses up and away, ball 1.
So 4 home runs.
3 of them from McNair, who lubes on deck.
Oh, no. I wish you hadn't said that.
I do feel like every time I bring him up, he does something special, as he will get an at-bat here. Hart lines this one in the left.
Wow. I'm going to quit saying wow. It's just the only thing I can think of, just how this has turned around.
Take another look right here.
That's a lot of pop in that bat from a guy who's not massive.
No Australian Baseball League player has ever hit 4 homers in a game, at least in the modern era. McNair's 3-homer performance is the 13th all-time in league history. So he could add to what's been a remarkable day. All 3 of his homers have tied the game. Again, Brisbane has erased 3 separate leads with 3 separate swings from Brendan McNair. First pitch. Down and away. 1-0. Greg Bird also hit 3 homers this year for the Aces in round 1 against Canberra. That one misses outside. 2-0. McNair now the first ABL player this year to reach the 10-homer threshold. 2-0 coming. Down low, 3-0, and they don't want to give him anything to hit.
No, I think you're right.
Well, you never know. They might give him the green light with how well he's been swinging it.
I would.
3-0.
No.
Called a strike, 3-1. So the Aces will send up 9-1-2 in their order in the 9th, down by 2. 10 hits, by the way, for Brisbane. What a day for their offense. 3-1 is cued softly up the middle. McCullough sets his feet and throws to first in time to retire McNair. Something we've only been able to say once, and that was before he hit 3 consecutive homers. The hero in this frame, though, Jacob Robson. A 2-run shot out to center for his 4th of the year, and Brisbane takes a 8-6 lead into the bottom of the 9th, 3 outs away from their first series win of the year. Another look at Robson grinning his teammates at home plate. Holland coming out trying to slam the door when we come back.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Well, the Aces have 3 outs to work with in this game after Jacob Robson delivered a 2-run shot off the batter's eye in center field to give the Bandits the lead. Sam Holland out to try and secure the final 3 outs. Not a save situation. He's instead in line for the win. What would be the 3rd consecutive win for Brisbane and would earn them their first series win of the year. Chris Burke to lead it off. First pitch is taken for a strike. Ed Wyatt, Max Tanzer, and Ed, if the Aces could pick 3 hitters to start this inning, I think Burke, Whitefield, and Dale are at the top of the list.
You're absolutely right, and Glendenning in that 4th spot. You're absolutely correct, Max, but boy, that 2-run homer has really changed things.
Pitch to Burke's outside, 1-1. That's right. 4 homers on the day for Brisbane. 3 from McNair and now 1 from Robson, who came into the series with homers in 3 consecutive games. Was homerless through the series' first 4 games and then chose his biggest swing for the 9th here today. And he's had a lot of big hits in this series so far. Now 7 hits this weekend. 1-1 to Burke. Swinging a sharp ground ball right up the box in the center. Good start for the Aces. Burke picks up his first hit of the day. And here we go.
That's the way to start it.
So the tying run instantly to the plate. And here's the top of the lineup in Aaron Whitefield. Good piece of hitting right through the legs of Holland. Second time the Aces have seen Holland, who pitched an inning as well yesterday. Righty on right. First pitch. Taken for a strike, 0-1. Last time Holland allowed a run, it was back on the 20th versus Perth 9 days ago. 3 of them. Aces would love 3 right here, down by 2. 0-1. Strike called, and Holland quickly jumps ahead at 0-2.
That's a tough call, that one. I think that's a great frame job from right there.
The little things mattering the most here in the final inning of this series, potentially. Jared Dale on deck. 0-2. Breaking ball grounded to short. Yang goes to second for 1. That's all they'll get. 6-4 fielder's choice. Burke retired on the play. And that'll send up Jared Dale. Tough one for Yang right there. Again, knowing that Whitefield runs so well, I think he just decided to take the sure out at second and step back to make sure he made the play on the long hop instead of charging it on the potential decisive in-between hop.
Yeah,
get a look at the pitch prior. And a high-bounding chopper right into his chest. Here's Jared Dale. First pitch. Swing and a soft looper, shallow left. Durrington has plenty of time to camp underneath it for out number 2. Dale retired on the first pitch, and here's Robbie Glendenning. Last hope for the Aces.
Well, Robbie's got power, we know that. If he gets hold of one. Or a single, double just keeps the game alive.
Greg Bird on deck. Glendenning has driven in 2 today. An RBI double in the first, a sac fly in the 4th. 3 homers to his name this season. Known for his clutch knocks. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1.
Holland's been good. After this early shaky sort of start from Lee, Stancic did okay. Yao came in and did all right. Park did very well, and now Holland's picked up the pace as well. So, the Brisbane pitching as well as the hitting has got him in the lead here.
Absolutely, and the extra run that much more important too, some breathing room. Brisbane now a strike away from their first series win. Tying run at the plate. 0-2. Inside, 1-2. Holland with that submarine delivery is a hard pitcher to elevate the ball against. It's sinking in on your hands as a right-hander. But Glendenning looking for something over the heart of the plate to drive. One swing could tie the game. 1-2. Chopped wide to third. Frisch picks it up on the long hop, throws over to first in time, ball game over. Brisbane wins 8-6. They've won 3 in a row to earn their first series win of the season. After dropping games 1 and 2 by a combined score of 16-2, they surge back, sweep a doubleheader yesterday, and pick up a gutsy 8-6 win this afternoon before heading back home. A lot of credit to Shane Watson and his ball club, battling back and displaying a ton of resiliency this weekend.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think as much as you can look at some of the situations where the Aces probably didn't deliver, didn't bring some men around the walk, certainly yesterday were huge, but all credit goes to this Brisbane Bandits club for coming back the way they did from those first 2 losses.
We get a little recap here. This was a Dermot Frisch RBI single that got the Bandits on the board. At this point, it was 4-1. The Aces jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the first inning. Here's the sacrifice fly from Will Riley that cut the deficit to 2 runs. At this point, the Aces were just looking to add on and trying to extend their lead. But then you move forward later into this game, and really the key storyline began to develop for the Bandits. It was Brendan McNair. This was the first of a couple home runs today. And there was no question about this one. A 2-run shot out down the left field line. It would tie the game at 4 apiece. Aces would eventually grab the lead back later in the game. But Brisbane just continued to fight back. Here's McNair again, this time out to deep left center field in the 5th inning. A solo homer that tied the game at 5-5. His 9th homer of the season, and that officially surpassed him from Diesla for the league lead. Late in this game, in the 7th, Darryl George popped a little blooper into shallow right that does drop in front of the right fielder, Lee-Chung Wong. That brings home Jared Dale to score. You can see George was upset with himself, but it did drop, evading the dive of Wong in right. And that allowed the go-ahead run at the time to score to make it 6-5. However, later in the game, 8th inning, and McNair takes a Steve Kent pitch down to the zone and lifts it up over that short wall for his 3rd homer of the game, the 13th ABL player with a 3-homer game. Also his 10th homer of the season, a convincing lead in the ABL now. Top of the 9th, Jacob Robson, 4th homer of the year as he sends this one off the batter's eye against Neverauskas. This would give Brisbane an 8-6 lead, and that is all they would need for their 3rd consecutive win in a row. Again, they lost 7-0 on Friday to the Aces, 9-2 on Friday. The 7-0 loss was on Thursday, and then the doubleheader yesterday, a 5-1 win and a 4-2 win, and now an 8-6 win today. They moved to 10-18 on the year. All of a sudden, they're just 3.5 games back of the Aces for the 4th and final wildcard spot. Meanwhile, Melbourne moves to 12-15, a low watermark for them this year.
Gives you a little bit of hope if you're a Brisbane Bandits fan, and just, we can't say enough about how they responded. January 9th, Thursday, is the next time we will be here. Sydney Blue Sox are in town for a 4-game series, then Adelaide the week after that. So the Aces go to Perth this coming weekend, and then, or next weekend, however you want to say it. Huge series there. That one probably as important as any, because Perth seemed to be the team we're battling against for that 3rd or 4th spot. Throw Canberra in there too. You kind of almost concede in a way that Sydney's probably going to be in that 1 or 2 spot, and maybe Adelaide as well. But right now you got to worry about getting it done against Perth next weekend.
Absolutely. The Aces separated by less than a game with Perth. So those 4 games this weekend on the road will be pivotal, as you mentioned. Sydney, currently in first place, will travel to Brisbane to face the Bandits next weekend in round 8 as well. Should be a couple of good weeks. We really appreciate all of you tuning in this entire weekend for 5 games here in round 7. The Bandits win the series 3-2, also take the season series. For our Sportscast Australia crew, we thank you so much for tuning in this entire weekend. I'm Max Tanzer alongside Ed White. As always, we'll see you January 9th for round 9 versus Sydney. Have a great rest of your day. Again, your final score, Brisbane 8, Aces 6.